Yeah. I pop Chris. I'm so bright. Lips stay clean with my girl so nice. I see you while you looking at me. Swags her phone. Do you see what I see? Pop Chris. I so bright. Lips stay clean with a girl so nice. I see you while you looking at me. Hey man, say man, you are now live on the show. Welcome to Sunday Night Live. I'm your man Bailey, aka Mr. Go Get 'em. And we are back in the motherfucking building. As y'all see on the screen, there's this wonderful thing called Shmoney Eats, your ideal comfort food. She makes plates Monday through Fridays, what it looks like. Arizona, make sure go ahead and tap in.
Monday through Thursday and Saturday, because I can't do Friday because I'm here.
Okay, you can't do Friday because she's going to be here, which means you need to tune into the show, and then hopefully we'll make a special trip after the fact.
Okay, we can do a pre-order.
Again, welcome to the show, Sunday Night Live. We are now live. Again, I'm your man Bailey, a.k.a. Dom DeMarco, Mr. Go Get 'em. And well, y'all already know.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
My mic not on. I can hear it.
Your mic is on.
No, it's... Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, never mind.
Again, we got...
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Hey.
Fucked it all up. Okay.
I didn't feel the energy from the mic today. Usually I can feel it, you know, when I lean in and breathe a little bit. It's just a little lower, I think, today. Because I project, so that's probably it.
Here.
Hey, y'all. How y'all doing? I'm a little feisty right now. I'm finna mellow out, but...
Oh, it's always feisty. Don't listen to her. She always feisty. Shmoney being shmoney. Shmoney being shmoney.
Nice to meet you.
All right, and then we got our special guest. Y'all done seen him before. Tonight, he is ready to...
Woo!
We got Martae in the building.
I'm fired up.
What it do, what it do, what it do. Follow me on Instagram and YouTube too. Bars.
Oh, okay. You practiced that, huh?
A little bit.
Why both of y'all sitting up to come to the mic when all you...
All you have to do is
Let me go ahead and just move it.
Stay relaxed. Chill out. Chill out.
478. 478.
Happy Sunday, everybody. Happy Sunday. I'm in a bad mood. The Giants got their ass tore out the frame today. All right, so today's show, we got a couple of topics we're going to cover. I think we're going to start off with the I want man versus I want a man versus I need a man. Right? You want to start there?
Let's do it.
Y'all ready? Mm-hmm. And as usual, y'all know it is Sunday, so you can...
It's a long ass rain.
I know. I did it to where it's like a scary movie style. You know, in the scary movie,
Yes.
it rings like forever and ever and ever.
And
then you finally get to the phone, and then it's like,
somebody's like, you're gonna die in 7 days.
hello,
Collect call from Tyrone.
hello.
State Penitentiary.
Y'all seen Scary Movie 3? And they was like, you're gonna die in 7 days. It was Tabitha. That was her name.
Tabitha
Yeah.
and Scary Movie 3.
Yeah, you know, it's a spin on different
Sound like my ex.
movies and stuff.
How many exes you got?
We ain't even gonna start with that. That's.
I'm weak.
You got another hour?
He said we're gonna be talking.
Yeah, let's. Yeah. Moving the goalposts.
It's a recent ex.
Nah, ain't no recent ex. I don't got those kind of problems.
I ain't got no kind of problems. I only got,
I ain't got no problem.
I think I got 4 exes altogether in my entire life.
I got one. My entire life. And that was my first relationship.
You are an infant.
Yeah, y'all got low X counts.
Yeah,
Well, yeah.
I do
I'm
long
picky,
relationship.
Now,
I
I didn't. There's a lot of people that thought. Now, and I ain't even think they had a relationship because I don't even let people do that. I don't like let people feel like we're in a relationship now. I'm pretty straightforward, but
Well, I got a question though. Are there people out there that think that they are your ex, but you don't think that you are their
hell
ex?
no.
Okay.
My ex is the only person that knows he's not the only person to know he's my ex, but he the only person that would say. All the other dudes tried to, but it was the way that I was raised. I wasn't raised to be able to have a boyfriend. I was raised on my parents telling me I couldn't have my first boyfriend until I was 40. So,
Okay.
you know, like my mama, I turned 18 and she's like, "You're not jailbait no more." You know what I mean? Because I didn't been out with her and grown ass man trying to, talk to me and shit. So my parents kept me in the house, which on the long run, I think that was a smart idea because of who I am today and the type of person that I am.
Okay.
That gave me structure and foundation. But these dudes be trying to talk to me and I'm cool. Back in the day, the dudes had duties.
I don't know. I think I used to bounce at clubs back in the day, and there's probably some chicks running around. It's like, oh, we used to go together. No, we didn't. That was just bottle.
That's common,
table
though.
number 3.
That's common.
That was it.
Because I know girls in the club, like, they be cool. And it's because half the time they fucking on the security guard. So they think, that's what it is. Oh, yeah, I already know
My
that.
boys used to call them a toss-up. Of course, me, I'm not really going to get into that. But that's a whole different conversation. I don't think some chicks count that as part of their body count because they either can't remember that or they just have really
Girls
bad
don't go
behavior
past
at
4.
time. Yeah.
That's what I heard. Girls don't go past 4.
Sometimes I got to multiply that by 3 and you get the real number maybe
God.
sometimes.
You got to know the person, though. Because the body count don't all the way define the person.
I wouldn't, what's crazy? I would never ask somebody's body count.
Because for what?
It's just a weird
what is it gonna
question
do?
to ask. You know what I would do? I would pay attention to behavior,
Yep.
how they move.
Yep.
Says a whole lot more than anybody's body count.
Yeah.
But I do think that terrible body counts are indicative of behavior, though.
Go ahead and check. Oh.
Damn, y'all got
Tell my mom
tight
sorry.
security around here.
She cuss you out.
Oh, we waiting.
You look like a Christmas tree, and then the blue slides just throw it all off.
He does look. He looked like a Christmas.
You look
ornament.
I was
real
gonna put
Christmassy
my
right
green tennis shoes on. If I leave, I'll put them on. But
He said, "Can't nobody see my feet."
I don't walk. Yeah,
He trying to bring that hat out. That's what it is. He wanted something to wear for that hat. You looking
Look.
festive.
Trying to
just-
set it off.
I just
with the
bought
head.
this motherfucker.
The other
So,
ones come in.
Yeah, no, they won't be here for like to the 19th. Y'all know. Even while we sitting here shooting the show, I ain't gonna lie, I got Amazon up right now. I'm about to make an order. I'm always.
You know
I'm
that's
al-
what he do when he cut the cameras off. He get right on Amazon. That's what he did last week. He got on Amazon and ordered like 50 hats.
No, I wasn't even on Amazon then. I was on lids.com.
So it's really not no cap. You got
Correct.
all these hats.
So look, the name of the show was actually called No Cap. Where was it?
Ooh.
It's in the inside pocket. I gotta apologize.
Somebody got a false accusation.
I punched him in his chest.
Ooh.
But I was cool about it.
God.
I just was finna do a jail search. I pulled up to the house.
Tia out here accusing people of things they ain't even did.
Sorry, I got PTSD.
She hitting
She
people.
done Johnny Depp somebody.
She got people out here going crazy.
I ain't leaving no light in here.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
My brother said I'm out here looking like a pack of Skittles. Fuck you, nigga. Look, you already know. I'm colorful. I got a closet full of colorful shit. So, fuck you. Anyway, back to where y'all was at. Get off your phone, Tia.
I'm sorry, one of the clients that I'm cool with, cause I don't really tell. I tell them, but I don't let them watch it, cause I'm myself, here or whatever. But he just texted me. He was like, "You're a fucking jerk. You just found your shit."
Damn.
Called out.
Self snitching.
It's okay. I'm a real one. I go back and then I give him a hug. You know what I mean? I'm like, Cody, I'm sorry. I got PTSD just like you. It's okay.
He's
You know
like, you
what I
gotta deal
mean?
with this when you come back.
He gonna
we got some
he gonna look
words.
at you and be like, bitch, you need to be right here where I'm at.
Cause I made him put it on his kids and his dead baby mama that he ain't still. fucking with.
God.
And he did?
Yeah.
Put
And
him
you
on the
didn't believe him?
God.
No, I did.
You bet,
But
boy.
I did-
boy.
Hey,
How you Me Too somebody on a vape?
huh? Cause I just bought it and it's principle. I'm about principle.
She about principle. She ain't about principle. She about smoking that goddamn vape.
Yeah.
I need my vape.
And to be honest, the one that texted me, he the reason I bought the vape because he had me go get him one.
Damn.
Yeah, but it's okay. I'm gonna tell Cody when I left from there, I was like, well, if you ain't take it, somebody did, and they gonna be slow enough to come to the center. And I was cool, so he know, like we was able to joke about it because I don't want to show them that side, and I did a little bit, but I was like, Cody, like, you know what I mean? But I was like, Cody, if you take my stuff, and I just did one of them, like if you got my stuff, I'm gonna get you. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna tell him tomorrow.
I just imagine you punching him in the chest, not giving him like little taps. I'm like,
I
ooh.
did. You know, I punched him. It was like a love tap, like how I do.
Okay.
Stop playing with
I
me.
don't really think that's a punch though.
Oh no, I
It's
can
all
punch.
Oh, I'm just thinking you really.
Yeah,
punched
keep
him
saying
through
that.
the
I'm gonna
chest. I
take
was
your
like,
ass out front and let you do fight camp. We gonna
Let's
see
go.
how good
Put
you
the
can.
gloves on me.
We gonna see how good you really is,
Look it up.
and that's gonna take it out of you too. Cause boy, I can tell you
Oh,
the
on the thing,
workouts.
yeah, I do need.
Yeah,
The workouts I've been doing on that thing have
Cardio,
been
man.
amazing. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you guys see us next on the show, we got a new baby. So this is going up. I'm actually debating on potentially doing a raffle for the old camera. And I literally have about $6,000, $7,000, $8,000 worth of lenses for it. One of them is a $4,000 cinema lens. So, we shall see. And then I'm thinking potentially for Christmas. And again, we're going to see because I'm going to post it. Because I got one today and I got one sitting in the cart right now. But hold up.
What? I want to do the ugly sweater thing, like.
Would y'all like an Xbox One? Should we raffle off an Xbox One for Christmas? Or an Xbox, what is this? This ain't an Xbox One. It's an Xbox X. Yeah. So, debating on whether we should raffle one of these off. But again, motherfuckers got to tune in. Y'all got to buy the raffle tickets. Blah, blah, blah. Probably about to have 2 of these in the next 24 hours, so what I'm gotta go. Let us know. So, that would be a situation. Now, Martae, first and foremost, because we didn't do a proper introduction,
What's up?
let the world know who you are today.
I BB Pro, Martae, aka Mighty Mouse. I don't really have much of an intro. There's more to it, but I'll be here for the next 15 minutes, so I'm going to simplify it and say I'm a pro athlete, 2 different sports. I like talking about relationship dynamics and masculine development. So the reason why I'm here is to offer input on those type of different avenues that we're talking about. So I think that a lot of people, they get up here and they talk about all this stuff in the AKA manosphere, but they don't really live that life. They don't exhibit these attributes and they don't do that. I think, John, we've talked about people like that. They get on a podcast, kind of front a little bit, not living it how they walk it. So that's also an issue too. But
Yeah, there are quite a few people that have the conversation of, for instance, saying that they are living either a polygamy lifestyle or they have a girlfriend or a significant other or a wife, but they're also able to see other women. Now, at the end of the day, it sounds good, but the question and the real question at the end of the day is, if I come to your house and we sitting there with your girl and we start talking about what we did last night and who we did it with. Is your girl gonna go off, or is she gonna be chill about it?
That's an integrity issue.
So that means that you have not been honest with the woman in your home, because I can tell you this. If it's my situation and you come in my home, Mr. Bailey don't do no lies around here. So it don't matter who's in the room. They both gonna be like, did you have fun last night? What was y'all doing? How was you doing? Everybody's just gonna be having fun. It's a situation where real is real and fake is fake. And what's in that bag?
My M-Y, capital M, capital Y, exclamation point, cookies.
Oh, she got treats.
Because I'm loved. People really love me, for real. I'm lovable.
Love's
Why you
good.
pausing?
How you got a whole bag of cookies?
Because I am, you know I'm loved. You know I special. I'm a little special in sometimes, but I special.
So, ladies and gentlemen, I have a new child that I've been taking care of by the name of Tia. Tia eats on a regular basis. She drinks on a regular basis. She gets a little bit of everything around this motherfucker.
Oh, I guess I do drink on a little base. I get fat.
Tia, do you need something?
I got a bag.
Tia, are you hungry? Tia, you need to spend the night.
For real.
Tia, you need to go grocery shopping.
You need a tire. Like what you need.
You have to put it as a dependent on your taxes too.
Anybody got a fender
about that.
they don't need or they don't use?
It
I
ain't
need
just
a
a fender.
fender.
You got to get a year, make, and model of your car.
Okay, I need a 01 Saturn fender.
Ain't nobody gonna have that.
Damn.
Saturn doesn't even have that.
I know the kind of car I got. It's like they don't have no new version. I ain't seen no Saturn in years.
Saturn went bankrupt. Saturn is Kia.
I was like, they still make that?
Oh,
Saturn is Kia.
well, anybody? Well, so
No,
Okay.
they stopped making that. I don't even know the last year Saturn made a car.
so I'm just supposed to. Cause my baby daddy been looking. He told me the other day. He's like, I've been looking for a fender. I still can't find one. And I'm like,
Got to get the throwback edition.
I forgot.
You got to get a whole new Saturn.
Yeah.
You got to get a whole new planet.
Yeah, a whole new car. I ain't get no
Yeah,
motherfucking
look, this is the
Saturn.
crazy part. This is the crazy part. You probably get a Saturn for about $300 nowadays.
That is true though. When I see on like look on OfferUp or stuff like that or Facebook Marketplace, people do be having Saturns. Oh, the older cars obviously is the cheapest because they old. So
That
I
car
mean,
is 21
I
years
forgot
old.
the bumper being held up by a shoestring. So
Damn. That's crazy as hell.
Shit,
a baddie and a beater, baby.
look, if Tia-
a baddie and a beater.
If Tia even needs a babysitter, she got a babysitter. Shit.
You know, I do. And I love my coworker. She's like my mom, and I'm like, I told her like, you gonna have to watch booty if I gotta work and you ain't gotta work. He coming over to the house, and she's like, okay. Val is, I mean, she's just in love with booty.
Shoestring
Again,
though.
money eats, ladies and gentlemen.
Tomorrow,
Let's
orders.
help her be able to buy another Saturn.
We should do another raffle.
Shit, I would say let's raffle off her car, but
I was just gonna
no,
say,
no,
ain't
we
nobody
not doing that,
gonna
no.
do nothing.
look, it's got a brand new $80 tire on there, okay? Because shit, even when I looked at the rim size, changing that flat, I said, what is this? This is a big wheel tire. This thing is small.
Damn.
I think it was a 15-inch rim. I haven't seen a 15-inch rim
I don't know.
in a long
I don't
ass
know.
car.
I guess as long as it gets from point A to point B.
Point A, point B, that's what
That's all that
matters.
really matters, yeah.
Okay.
As long as you get this
Natalia
Sounds
said
good.
money you get from the raffle, get her a car.
Hey.
Okay, shit talker. Okay.
All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get into the context of the show.
Oh, you
today.
said that was Natalie?
Natalia.
Natalia.
I always say Natalie.
And
but it's
now you
Natalia.
got me saying it.
Yeah. My bad.
Nat, you funny. Ha ha hee hee.
All right, so topics tonight are pitfalls of today, modern logic of I want a man versus I need a man.
Yes.
Okay, so there's the I want a man, and then there's I need a man. Should that be I need a man or I don't need a man?
That's a very important topic that we got to talk about.
Well,
But that's what I'm
those
saying.
are all three true statements, though. I will say, because
But is it? Did you truly mean to say that you want a man versus I need a man?
you asking me or Martae?
I'm asking Martae.
Yeah, I thought so.
So let me preface this with the whole thing of if you look at the words, right? I'm into hip hop, right? You like music, right? Wordplay is a thing, right? So if you think about it, look at everything in your house that you simply wanted, right?
Uh-huh.
It can collect dust,
Easily.
right? It can be forgotten about. And then look at the effort you put into the things that you need. This is what we are telling men, modern men these days. I don't want you, I need you. Everything that's a want is an option. Why would I send that message out if I plan on getting? It's okay if you want to be single for the rest of your life or not get married or not have a functional relationship. It's cool. But I think that today's modern women can be so hyper independent that is very limiting on my leadership going into a relationship. So that's my 2 cents on that.
All right. So my thought process of this situation is the I want a man. A lot of women will come in saying, I want, you know what? Actually, yeah, we're going to do it this way. A lot of women will come in this world saying, okay, I want a man, but not because I need a man. I want a man because of clearly what he brings to the table, you know, unless she's one of those saying that she is the table, versus the I need a man. Need, let's just throw a want is something that is easily removable. You're usually going to get rid of it. You're not going to take it too serious. Need is something you're going to keep, pay attention to, use, utilize, keep around. Okay? Not too many women or men are sitting around saying that they need a significant other. Now, should we? Yes. In the world we live in today, do we? Yes. For instance, my son's birthday party was yesterday. His uncle works for like the Arizona Water Department. You know how many meetings they're having right now about water shortages? I do security for APS, a contract with APS. Okay.
I feel like I heard the acronym.
The world we're living in right now, we're outgrowing our power infrastructure. Last year, this time, APS, like we didn't go to work at all. I can tell you right now, I have 5 sites with my company alone that we're monitoring 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there are outages happening on a regular basis. Why? Because unfortunately, they're continually building homes, apartment complexes, a semiconductor building just not too far from here that it requires power. And the more power we use, the more we consume, the more we're overdoing it. I'm sorry, but you guys may not realize this, but these power companies run off of one of 3 things. Either oil, which means it's has to burn, coal, which again, burn, or water. Well, if we're running out of water, that changes everything.
We gonna die.
Yeah. So as of
Looking kind of bleak.
2023, we're supposed to start power cycling here. For you guys that don't know, power cycling means that we're going to go 6 to 8 hours a day with no power in your home. It's conserving the power to use it for when it's needed, which is mainly at night. Here in Arizona, we know during the daytime it can get to as high as 112, 115 degrees on a regular basis. So it changes the dynamic. Now, whether you know it or not, let's say water does disappear and power goes out. Men can fend for themselves, but let's be real, ladies, can you? So we'll pass that. Tia, want versus need.
You asked me to pick a side.
Do you want a man? Do you need a man? And what's the differences for you?
See, Mind your business.
It's because she hears my voice.
Oh my god.
She loves me.
Both. But also, okay. At first, when I was young and not as mature as I am now, and understand certain things about life now, I used to take pride. Like when I first got kicked out, and then I ended up going back home. My mama gave me a deadline when I had to be back at the house, so which was like 3 months. So I moved out within a month. Cause don't play with me, you know what I mean. So I was taking care of myself. Wasn't nobody helping me when I did ask for help. Nobody could help me, you know what I mean. So except for the people that eventually did help me, but they was either random people that I had just met or a family friend, you know what I mean? Somebody that rock with me and they ain't really got to know my situation to where if I ask, you know what I mean, they will. Because I always have intentions of giving back because I'm not a take type of person. So I used to take pride in saying like, oh, I don't need a man. You feel me? Like, I'm cool. I don't need a man because what he going to bring to me that I ain't already doing for myself. I'm paying my own bills, you know what I mean? I'm working like crazy. I'm working 14, 20-hour shifts. Like you said, women don't do that. I was doing that at 18. I was doing that at 19. I was literally working from, I'd work one job. I'd work from 5 in the morning to 9 p.m. So then I get home, I got to wind down, and then I got to wake up at 3:30 in the morning to get ready to work to get there by 5. So that's what y'all do. You know what I mean? Typically, generally speaking, I was doing that, you know?
The good ones.
You know?
The providers.
So it's the same thing for women, though. And it's a lot of us, like, unfortunately, I didn't have the stability. You know what I mean? I was thrown to the wolves, and I had to go in survival mode. So if a dude wasn't benefiting me, that's why I told you back then, dudes had duties. You not just finna talk to me for nothing. You know, I'm either getting out of you, I'm getting some money out of you, you bringing me food wherever I want it to be brought to. You know what I mean? You sending me money for stuff I want to get. I'm benefiting. I'm getting something out of it because, like, I'm doing everything already. Now, being mature and, you know, I've went through 2 relationships, you know, since then. I learned things. Do I need a man? I'm made to be with a man. That's like me as a woman, us as a woman, we made to be with a man. That's just how it is, you know? But like women don't, they be having this guard up. Women do have pride, you know what I mean?
I think it's a coping mechanism.
I was just finna say that. So
would you say pride or would you say ego? Because pride, like, saying that isn't going to do anything for your pride, but if you have an ego, the ego is to prove something. Pride is like you're protecting yourself.
Okay. Can you give an example?
Okay, so pride. Someone, the lion, the king of the jungle.
I know, but
he protects his pride by doing the things that he needs to do in order for him to remain king of the jungle. Okay? Ego. Ego is I'm doing it just for the sake of doing it. I want to hurt you because I know I can, or I want to do better than you so I can look down on you.
So you have a motive for what you're doing.
And ego, 9 times out of 10, makes you do things for the wrong reasons. Pride is you doing it because you're doing it for the right reasons.
I think it depends, though.
Yeah. It does depend on the person because everybody has their own motives for the things that they do. But, like, pride and ego are definitely 2 totally different things. One is more of a positive. The other one is more of a negative.
I think it depends on your relationship with the ego, though. If you have a healthy relationship with ego, you're more likely to make great achievements and destroy people in competition in any competitive environment, which bodes well. But I think it depends on your relationship with ego. You know, we tend to demonize ego, like say kill your ego, but if you killed the ego, you would never have people with degrees. You never
Kill
have
the
successful
ignorance
people.
of
You
the
know,
ego.
so I think it just depends on not necessarily the person, but your relationship with ego. So I believe you're right, but I think that it depends on your perception of how you view this. Some people really have a bad relationship with that, and it tends to go south. For the majority of what you're talking about is the majority of population, but there's a select few, and they are your pro athletes. Your
Like, okay, so
People
for
like
instance,
that.
let's say Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Would you say Michael Jordan was prideful or he had ego?
I would say ego was a driving force
That's
at
what
some
literally
point
what
later
I was
on,
thinking.
but I think pride was the initial. It's like the gasoline in the car.
Yeah, I'm gonna
You know.
say for him, he did things more off of pride
Yeah.
than ego.
So this is how I would. This is how I think pride is, and because I'm trying to think of like actual situations to where I've called somebody prideful and why I called them prideful. So I feel like you said, they'll do things, but I think it's just because like you don't want to admit, you know what I mean, stuff what it is. That's where the pride come in. You don't like a situation if you don't want to admit something you did wrong.
Protecting your
pride,
feelings.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
I guess you all right. It's more from a protective thing. Yeah. So I guess the answer to your question, yes, would be ego. So ego's tied to emotion. You know what I mean? Like, cause
And that was the biggest thing. I didn't want to say it because you're gonna be there. Here he goes. Right. Pride is not emotional. Pride is very
ego
logical.
is
Ego
emotional.
is 100%
Right,
emotional. There's
right.
no logic tied to
Right.
it.
Right.
Pride, you can have a conversation with someone. Ego, I'm gonna slash your tires, bust out your windows, and do everything that I can. So again, that goes back to pride will build someone up. Ego will tear someone
So
down.
pride protects. Ego. Dang, I just forgot.
Ego destroys.
No, it was a word that start with a P. I don't know. Whatever.
All right.
That's it.
I love ego though, but it's simply because I've established a good discipline relationship with it to where I am it's grounded in discipline before anything else. So it's hard for your ego to get out of control when you have supreme discipline behind it. But I think a lot of people, when you have ego and you don't have discipline or structure around, discipline's like the structure that holds everything together and creates that good relationship. But it's really destructive when you don't. Like that's what I was saying, building a good relationship. What is the ego supported on? So if you look at an ego and you have nothing to show for it, that's very destructive. But if you have an ego and you've built something or created something out of it, like your degrees, your status, or something like that, I can't necessarily demonize that because that's look at our 1% in society and people like that. The common denominator with successful people, you're gonna see a little bit of ego with that. So, and you're gonna see a healthy relationship with that, for the most part. But by and large, you're gonna see a negative source of people out there in the populace with ego because they haven't developed a discipline behind that. There's no discipline is the engine that runs that. But I think that if you don't have that, it's very destructive.
And you already know my
Yeah.
keywords that go behind that is we're gonna speak in generals, and generally speaking, the majority of the people that have ego are doing them in the negative. So,
Yeah.
we can't technically highlight the small percentage of people with ego that do the right thing because, there are like I'm not gonna lie, I guess the word will be egotistical in some ways, but not in a way to where anyone would ever be like he's a super asshole or he don't listen to nobody or he's a fucked up person or I mean we just my new adopted child back there, okay? If I truly was an egotistical asshole, Donald Trump, a lot of people wouldn't deal with me,
Very
especially in
misogynistic.
business and everything else like that. So
You just a man. So that's it. And men are irritating. So you really like.
But women are
Men-
irritating.
I know. So it's mutual. I understand.
But this is.
that.
But hold on. This is the
But
thing.
you be
Hold on.
you be right, but you be trying to get on women's top though. Like that's what be my thing. You
Okay,
most
so
of the time you
hold
right,
on.
but
Well, okay, but this is the thing. Okay, so if I'm right,
oh my God, see,
Shut up.
he finna,
Oh, he took the
he
cap
finna
off.
he finna do what I'm talking about. I feel it.
okay, so let's. I can't even do that. I don't even look right.
you,
All
like
right.
back in the
Cap
day,
on.
B-boy.
Okay, so if we're gonna have that conversation, right, then we have to understand something. The things that I say are 100% holding women accountable for their bullshit.
Here we go.
Okay. Now, after
That was a good transition.
After you sit there and you actually think about it, and then especially if you know the person who it is, or they've been in this room and they saying that shit, right? Then you go, fuck. I hate that you're right, but these bitches really
Like, dang, they really be out here. Like, it's crazy because I'm so different, and like, there's people that are out here that don't hold themselves accountable. You know what I mean? Like, that just be out here doing the stuff y'all be complaining about. That I be thinking like, no, these bitches cannot really be out here like doing that for real. And then it come to find out like
it's right in front of your face.
they're doing that. And it's
Yeah.
like, dang, you know, and sometimes I catch on, you know what I mean? But I be trying to give people the benefit of the doubt but I am about calling somebody's bluff. But I learn instead of just calling them out, see, you got to ask an open-ended question so they talk. And you're going to have them tell on themselves. You know what I mean? Because if you do it, then you look like the bully or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? But you just, mainly, when I do that, my intent is you need to see and understand what you're saying and actually hear and listen to what you're saying.
That's a
And
very
you don't
wise
make
approach.
any sense.
Yeah.
Let me help you. You know what I mean? Like, this is what should have been said. And there it takes back to being accountable. You know what I mean? Because then I do know, like, okay, say you and your girl get into an argument and she talking hella shit and really saying stuff. And then after y'all cool down, it's like, you know, I didn't mean none of that. You know, or I didn't say that. You know what I mean? It's the same type of thing when it's like, you probably didn't mean it because you were just upset. But, you know, I know a lot of women that's been in that situation to where, like, you know, they'll only tell half the story. Or you and your girl get into it. She called me like, oh, Martae this, Martae that.
Being emotional.
You know, and right. But she leaving the part that she said out, which means she's not holding up her part of it and being accountable for whatever the situation was. You know what I mean? So it really suck out here that girls is out here like that. And I'm trying to advocate, but y'all got to be real like I'm real. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's the point of,
It's
you know, us
it's hard to
talking,
be
but-
real because society gives a lot of women passes too, like the whole you know love your body, love yourself, you know, and everything else. Meanwhile, her cholesterol's up, she got diabetes. Let me be the one to tell her, hey, why don't you think about going to work out at the gym and train? Now it's the most offensive thing I could have ever said because you're supposed to love yourself. How can you love yourself if everybody has to take care of your medical issues?
Like, people are starting to get like that. One, the BBLs, and two, like they was bagging on Lizzo. They always bagging on Lizzo. It ain't as much as it was, but when she really start showing herself, you know what I mean? Like, people start bashing her because they like, that's not sexy. You big, you need to do this, you need to do that. Some people is big boned.
So here's the funny part about this
Or
whole
it's
big thing.
genetic.
The funny part about this big thing is, remember when Adele, John, remember this whole thing that happened with Adele? She lost weight and every female on the planet jumped on her and
So
she started getting attacked because she
Why?
lost weight. So here's
What they
the
was
thing.
saying she was doing drugs or anorexic or
But
something.
hold
Right.
on, it was even before her. So
right.
so
There was other women that
other
lost
women
the weight
in the
too.
'90s. In the
Other
'90s.
women.
In
Yeah,
the
it
'90s, you had
Other
black
women were
was
attacking
it
women too.
Something Cox.
So-
Vivica? No, you said
No.
Cox now.
Cox. Deborah Cox. Deborah Cox. I think that's her name.
She an actress?
Didn't she sing that song "Nobody Wants to Be Here" or something like that?
I think so. anyway, she was bigger. And then she got smaller. The moment she started getting small, everybody started basically hating her, shaming her,
Body shaming.
telling her that she was either doing drugs, she was on crack diets, all these different things, which were totally false. What that person particularly didn't tell you is she ended up with diabetes, and they told her, if you don't change the way you live, basically, that you got this much time to live. Okay, same thing with Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott, we
Yes.
all know, it was Big Missy, right?
What she look like now?
Missy Elliott they told her that she needed to change the way she was eating or she was going to die. She lost weight.
She had like Crohn's too or something like that.
Yep,
right?
she's got
Something like
Crohn's
that.
disease
Yeah,
too.
Crohn's disease.
So with her losing weight, again, people started to shame Missy Elliott to the point that, yeah, she disappeared. She has disappeared for years. And she peeks her face out every now and
Oh,
then.
yeah, I was
And
gonna say
we know what they say. They all say the exact same thing. Damn, Missy Elliott she ain't the same. Weight, health. I mean, I'm a huge advocate for it. And I can tell you this firsthand. My uncle ate himself to death when he was in the hospital dying, and they were telling him he needed to change his diet. He still had my aunt going to Popeyes to get him an 8-piece.
Yeah, if I'm finna go, I'm
And
gonna go out the
she
way I
was
want.
doing it. And me driving from here to LA literally every single weekend for almost 6 months, and then get the call on a Tuesday, he's gone. That fueled me even more to become a personal trainer. And then I just had this conversation earlier today, probably even tonight after this podcast. But I know every day that I'm not putting in my 20 hours, I am going to the gym. I've already, regardless, I get off. So my true day schedules are 8 to 5 and then 6 to 6. Monday through Thursday, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And when I get in at 6 o'clock, since that fight camp has come into these doors, being blunt with you guys, I go take a shit. I get off the shitter. I go in my living room. I turn on the video. I wrap my hands. I put on my gloves. I do my 4 to 6 rounds every single day. And every time it's gotten harder and harder and harder. And I've been pushing myself to go harder and harder and harder. Doing the push-ups, doing the squats, doing the rounds. Basically making sure that I'm doing something even in between the rounds, which is what is considered the rest period. And then my day starts. That's like an every single day thing. Because right now, I'm the second heaviest I've ever been in my entire life. And I can tell you personally, it doesn't feel good. The only thing that allows me to maintain even anything is the fact that I will go and see the doctor. I don't even tell people I go to the doctor. I just be like, I'm leaving. I go to the doctor. My doctor tells me you're healthy as an ox. Your heart's good. You don't have diabetes. You don't have high blood pressure. My blood work comes back like I'm a 25, 26-year-old is what he say. So as long as it's not affecting my sex drive and my actual physical health, then at the end of the day, I'm cool. But I do know, I'm 43 years old. That's not going to last forever. And the older I get, the harder it's going to be to lose this weight. So I need to get it off of me now so later I don't have to. Which is why I tell so many people, take care of your body today so it takes care of you later. Because you don't want to be in the later trying to take care of your body, but your body's already failing you. Which is why I go so hard, especially on the women that I date. Get your ass in shape. Take your ass to the gym. Because more than likely, I just don't see me as the person. When I'm 60, 70 years old, I don't want to be taking care of you because you're unhealthy because of the choices you made. When I'm giving you and I'm telling you now, take care of yourself now. So later you don't have to. Later is when we're supposed to be relaxing. We're not at the relax point. We're still at the point where we can make changes in ourselves. We can get our bodies right. We can get our health right. We can get our money right. We can do all these different things. We can still move around. And this younger generation today is not doing that. They're not taking care of themselves. And the thing about it, it's not just weight. It's mentally. It's physically. It's emotionally. This I need man, I want a man, I need women, I want a woman situation is bullshit. We need each other whether we like it or not. And this argument and this pitting men versus women and women versus men is bullshit.
I agree.
And we need to get to a point to where we are on the same page again and we are building partnerships, because there's no partnerships right now. This is all out war and chaos, and it's over one thing and one thing only, which is what I just said on Friday night. It's literally for money. Everybody is worried about getting money. Money don't take care of you. Your kids take care of you. Your significant other takes care of you. I had a conversation with somebody about a month ago. She is angry. She can't date because she has to take care of her mom. Her mom had to move in with her. So, as her mom's in there living very miserably because of her miserable health, she has to be taken care of. She can't live on her own. She's only 52 years old.
Oh, wow.
And you got this 30-something-year-old woman with 2 children and no man. And she can't even fuck in her own house because her mom's there. And it's a shame. And she can't leave her kids with her mom because her mom can't even take care of her kids. So she's living this horrible world, horrible existence of a life.
She tight.
Because she's got to take care of her mom. And it's like, do you really want to be the parent or the child where you're sitting here wishing, I can't wait for my damn mom or my damn dad to die so I can actually live my life? Like, it's not supposed to be like that.
I'm glad you brought that up because I want to bring up one more point. So also the fact of us telling men that we want them or need them, we have to look at other things too. Other people feel the repercussions of the want versus need. So if you look at it, let's say that I just want a man, right? And of course, he may be an option. If he doesn't work out, I can do it by myself, right? You have to think, what if you become a single mom, right? Does that kid need a father or does he want a father?
Need.
So
Right.
if you think about it, our kids are feeling the repercussion of this need and want. So if you look at the statistics of single parent households, mostly mothers, because the judicial system is fucking us up, actually.
It's high.
So if you think about that, it's extremely high. 93% initiating divorce, usually because of money. We could talk about money all day, but here's the thing though. Juvenile delinquency goes down when the father's in the household, when he's in the kid's life. The ability to go into sex work is prevented greatly when the father's in your life. When you have that,
Little girls wait longer to have sex.
Exactly. So, and then not to mention that, if you think about it, not to give highlight to the Muslim religion or anything like that, but I'm going to tell you one thing that they do that we've lost is having a father vet out the person that your daughter's dating. Remember back in the day, I used to call your house and be like, let me speak to such, this is her father speaking. And you had to go through the filter to even talk to the daughter because you had to get some act right in your system and be like, look, oh God, let me fix my voice.
Hold on.
Fix my voice. And then I had to go ahead and go through the father, let alone being invited for dinner. And then I had to be on my best behavior because if I had a good relationship with their father, I knew that I passed these little tests. So we're eliminating that that's a want that's no longer gone. But if we create a need for that, then we create because little daughters grow up to find their fathers in men that they date. But if he's non-existent, now you're running through all your Pookies and Ray Rays to find what a good father looks like. So what are we doing? I don't want to set people up for failure by giving the wrong message out, but that's why I'm saying this is because I think that men need to be a need because we go where we're needed anyways. You heard that old saying, right?
Yeah,
Men
we
go where they're
we
needed.
needed.
Right. And we want a sense of duty. And if we don't have a sense of duty and we don't feel needed because you have everything on your own, there's no sense of purpose for us even being there.
Keyword, purpose.
So if you look at it, there's the study of cat foods and dogs going up, right? Wine, box wine, and all this stuff. So we look at the future, and one thing that could curve this around is by saying, "I need you." They get my pride out the side. I'm gonna be honest. by saying is I need a woman in my life. I do, because I need a mother in my life. Somebody that could be a mother to a child in my life. So if you think about this, it's like we are the yin and yang. We go together. I can be masculine all I want to, but if I have no place for peace, I can't be a supreme god of war if I don't have a supreme peacemaker. We can't come to you. There is no sunshine without dark. There's no rain without sunshine. No winter without summer. We need opposing forces. But if that child grows up and they see two examples, you have a well-rounded household.
And the crazy part about it is what a lot of ladies fail to understand is you can take the most masculine man in the world, Well, if you sitting at home with him, all of a sudden it's like,
Baby, what are you doing? Can I get a hug? Will you rub my back? Honey, I'm hungry. I'm thirsty.
all of a sudden we become little kids again.
He's annoying.
We become that man where we want your attention, we want your love, we want to feel you, we want your touch. The softer side. Without a woman around, we stay in our masculinity, which breeds a lot of testosterone-driven, somewhat even anger, right? And we can't live like that 7 days a week, 365 days of the year. Okay? Do your research, ladies. When men don't have sex, it affects every aspect of our life. Physically, mentally, and emotionally. If we don't physically ejaculate, it hurts us.
But that's not true. It's also because pain. First of all, pain. For some people, but pain is mental. You know.
Pain is not mental, girl.
Pain is mental.
I would love to give you some balls and then let me kick you.
I think
out.
that's
pain
looking
is
through
mental.
the female lens.
No.
Guys
Pain is mental. Yes,
don't see
because
the
there's
world like
guys that you can do your research.
Not a
on
majority though. We don't see the world like that. I
The
think.
guys go a while. They can go just as long as women. You know what I mean? Without having sex.
But you're gonna notice.
You want me to Google this right now?
You're gonna notice an uptake in aggression in society and a bunch of other things. I'm
Yeah,
not
well.
condoning the R word, by the way. Before people start reading between the lines, but you're gonna see an uptake in aggression. You ever hear the old saying like people that box don't have sex before because I need you more aggressive?
That's exactly what that's about.
So there's a bunch of things that are correlated with this, with athletics and everything else. But you got to understand though. I'm gonna be real grown here for a second. So if I come home to a wife, right, and I'm able to exhibit the fact that I dominate her in the bedroom, right? I go to her, pick her up, throw her over my shoulders, walk in the room.
Sex is dominating anyway.
Throw her onto the bed, kick the door closed. I have a good example of a reference point of how I could dominate in the world around me that makes sense. Therefore, I can go to the boardroom, demand a raise, do all these other things. But do you think the sexless person at home in a marriage does that? You're killing this guy, really. You're sending him out in the world hungrier, starving for something he's not getting at home. He can't dominate in the boardroom, in the workforce the way he can because he doesn't have a reference point at home. That is the beauty in the fact that women should be cherished and protected. That is one of the things that they provide at home that gives us peace to balance out us being war. So if we don't have a reference point of domination at home, it's my opinion, and I'm pretty sure a lot of men are on board with this, if we don't have a reference point of us dominating you at home, we can't exhibit that in the real world because we're defeated at home.
But see, this is where I agree with you 100%, but we have to use a different term of dominating, which is also conquering.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
whether you want to believe it or not, a man goes into a woman. The moment I enter inside your body, I actually have more physical control over you than anything else.
100%.
I'm on top of you, which is a dominating position, right? But that word will quickly be demonized because, he's talking about dominating a woman, right? No, it's not in a physical, harmful manner. What it is at the end of the day is it is literally allowing yourself to be pleased and give pleasure to each other. Because let's say I have an extremely hard day at work, and I come home. My home should be peaceful, regardless. And I should be able to do the number one thing that women truly love when they're in a relationship: make love. Turn on some Jodeci, throw you in the bed, caress you softly, but get that last piece of eruption that releases like all stresses of the day. There's a reason why it's been medically proven that, well, our baby batter makes you 22% less likely to stress the more you have, and us releasing our baby batter allows our bodies to actually relax and recoup and re-up for the next day.
You're literally pressing a reset button on this man's capability for war. So if I go home and she presses my reset button, hypothetically, I am now 100% to destroy the intruder that breaks in our home. This bleeds over into so many avenues of life, like business, work, and it creates an environment where we have the space to be more of a purposeful warrior, a purposeful barbarian that you want us to be, right? That serves a purpose. And I think women are the cool, calm side of that. I think that the better we are in the capability of violence that we have and proclivity for us to dominate the world around us creates space for you to become more peaceful, more feminine, because then you don't have to step up in your masculine because he provides that space for you to do that because you feel safe, protected, and everything. Also, when I did talk about I'm glad you went on to the domination thing and kind of cleared that up. I think that
They'll clip that in a heartbeat.
Positive reinforcement. So I would switch that from domination to positive reinforcement. We can highlight that with a gold star. It's positive reinforcement so that way you're setting your man up for success. We don't want to set our husbands, boyfriends up for failure by leaving them starving when they leave the house. And I'm not talking about hungry. So there's so many ways that you can leave him starving, because I think that if you have that perfect balance at home, and I'm not talking about balance because that's a whole different thing. I'm talking about like us being supreme at what we do, you being supreme at what you do, and we are good at our gender roles. I truly believe in gender roles. I think that the home could be a better place for kids even too. They have a good reference point.
Well,
So hold on
I mean,
real
it's
quick.
different
Let's
to
do
apply
this real
that.
quick. Ladies and gentlemen, the number is now on the screen. We are now going to start taking phone calls. You guys can start calling in, weigh in on the things that we're talking about. The phone number is 602-736-6660. Let's talk about whether or not you feel like, I hate to say feel like, but what your thought process actually is on the male-female dynamics of a relationship. Do you need a man? Do you need a woman? Call in. We would love to hear your input and your voice on this exact said topic. You could also ask any of us questions about the topics, our personal views, whatever it is that you got. All right.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
Back to you, Shmoney.
It's different when you have a household versus to when you don't. You know what I mean? Coming from a household, I agree with you 100% because, I mean, as your role as a woman, that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to keep him in the house. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that those things happen. Like, I've even had a manager that I've worked before for my, like, my boss, ex-boss. He told me his wife ain't gave him none in like 90 days. You know what I mean? Like,
She
like
gonna complain when he cheats.
I mean, no. Yeah. Actually, it was 3 months, and I asked him why. He was like, she's I don't know why, like she's mad. And I was just like, what did you do? You know what I mean? Like, because obviously you did something. She holding out for a reason. Why would your wife hold out?
But see, that's the same thing. We had this conversation earlier. When a woman cheats, it's blamed on a man. When the man cheats, it's blamed on the man. When a woman has sex with you, it's the man's fault. When the woman stops having sex with you, it's the man's fault. That goes back to what we said earlier, the accountability aspect.
How?
Why are we forever holding the man accountable, but we even hold the man accountable for the decisions that the women make? Like, she's holding out his sex, so he had to do something. Why did he have to do something? Why didn't she make the personal choice? Because there's a reason.
I mean, I gave him the benefit of the doubt, you know, like he told me it wasn't him, you know, and I was like, why don't you just talk to, he was saying how, like, you know, every time he tried to go, like, you know what I mean? Like, I guess they've been at it for years, you know what I mean, or something like that. But yeah, she was holding out.
Talk more on your mic.
She was holding out, you know, like, I don't know. They was fighting for a long time, and he was like, she got distant. It's like she don't want to touch me, you know what I mean? Because every time he tried, he was like, she denied and stuff like that.
Cheating and infidelity is looking down the future. Because here's one thing I'm going to say that's controversial, probably get demonized for this. Why are you comparing it to murder? I think that when a woman cheats, it's premeditated murder. When a man cheats, it's manslaughter. Because a lot of women that I talked to, a lot of them knew what they were doing. Mm-hmm. They had planned it. There was a plan behind that. Like, I was going to go do this. The man at home is emotionally stonewalled, first of all. That's the huge difference between men and women that I've noticed. So when you see that the man's emotionally stonewalled and she has already moved on anyways, most of the men that I talk to that have cheated, they still love that. And it's going to sound crazy in your head as a female for me to say this. Most of the men still love the woman at home, meaning...
Lies. It's not most. All of them do.
Well, I got to say that because
it's not emotional. Good. It's not emotional. We don't have emotional sex.
So when men love a woman, it's different, because for me to love you, I'm not going to be emotional love you. It's me loving you is I can lay my life down for you. I'm walking you to the car. I'm improving myself to protect you. And there's other things. So men and women love completely different. So when I do that, it's like I hope that my home is still together when I come home. And it's more akin to exercise if I was to do that. I'm not giving passes, whatever you want to call it, but I'm just stating the facts. This is how it is. So once again, I'm going to say this example. It's just like this. When a woman cheats, premeditated murder. When a man does it, it's akin to manslaughter.
You are now live on air. Talk to us. Oh, they hung up. Hold up. We're going to call them back.
I can't when they do that.
Oh, we calling them back.
Oh, you got ghosted?
We got the callback
Yeah,
feature.
they be doing that.
What is it going to call?
It's probably
Hello? Yeah, so they just not answering or whatever.
Okay. Second thoughts.
probably like
They don't want to get in the
text
mix.
now or something like that.
Yeah, let's double check something real quick.
Maybe they got caller's remorse. Accountability could do that to ties of people.
He said caller's remorse.
That might have been it.
I'm about to call my other phone and make sure that is.
Yeah,
Please leave your message for.
Men
Okay,
do
it's
love
definitely
completely
working.
differently, though. That's the thing that I've noticed ever since I became a pro bodybuilder and put some weight on since my track days. I've noticed that, and I'm gonna just be blatant when I say this: women like a guy that's a threat. They do. They like a man that can be perceived as a threat. I don't think men want a nice guy per se, right? Because that guy can fall out of love. You can fall out of love with that guy every day because a nice guy can be the same guy that lied to you and told you nice things over dinner. But a good guy can be completely different. You could still be a threat, but be good to the woman that you're with, right? So for me, I think that a lot of women look at this and whether or not it's accountability or not, I'll see the shaming language when they say, "Oh, you just need to do this because you need to just be bigger or be more impactful in the world around you." Whatever, however women say this, but I think that's a true thing. That by me doing that is my example of also loving a woman too, because I'm developing myself to be a better person, and by a part, she's reaping the examples of me loving myself by being a better protector, more financially competent, and all this other stuff.
Well, another thing about that is if you love yourself, she's usually going to love you more. A woman will love you more because you're showing the confidence and the competence to even show that you understand what love is. You have self-love, and that love that you bestow upon yourself, you do bestow upon the person that you are with. So as long as you are able to do that, it shows that. Which goes back, it's the same thing of what I even hit it on earlier. A woman that takes care of herself, fuck doing it for your man. You should be doing it for yourself.
I agree.
Women have conflated the fact of, oh, she makes money because I make money. That's why. No, we just see you taking care of yourself. If you come to me with your hair and your nails done, and we end up in a relationship, I'm more apt to make sure that that stays intact. Because I know that's who you are. If that's not what you do, don't ask me to do something you never did for yourself. If you don't go to the gym and then all of a sudden, you know, you want to start talking this, talk cool, I got to see you do it first. When I see you do it, then I'm more likely to be like, well, let's go. We're going to do this together. If you are interested in economics and you want to get into stocks and all these different things, and you're there, and that was you before you were with me, by all means, baby, we finna get it in.
I totally agree.
Those are things that we as men see in you, so that is what we are attracted to. Now, it's not to say we want you to, this doesn't mean that you need to make great money or good money. We just want to see that you're taking care of yourself. There's a difference. You don't need to be in competition with me financially because, and me personally, and I've always said this, I am never in competition with a woman. You will never, you can't even compete. I'm sorry. Because no ifs, ands, or buts about it. If I look at even a man and I see him doing better than me, squat up. I'm coming and I'm annihilating you.
I'm going to compete.
So
Exactly,
if that is my woman, unfortunately, I can't love you because I'm in competition with you, which means that I don't like you now. I hate you, as a matter of fact, until I defeat you. And then when you're defeated, well, I can't see myself in a relationship loving you because you put yourself in a very masculine position to then be my foe. And you don't want to be my foe.
Yeah.
I want you to be someone that is my teammate, my partner, because my money is our money and your money is your money. Okay? I will go out and hustle before I go to my significant other and say, babe, I need $20. I will go get it. I will make it happen. 2, there's 2 things that I am doing for my household. 1, my woman knows she never hears me asking her for money, which means I got it taken care of. 2, I am showing proactively that I can always take care of my home, which is the number one thing she respects me for. She loves me for that. Wow, I've been with this nigga for 20 years. You know, I've never heard him come say, babe, can I borrow $20? But if she comes to me and says, Zell me $20, all right, be there in a minute. There's a difference in the rules of engagement and the roles that we play. And those differences are what make our relationship stronger, which is why I am hard as fuck on men. Y'all sit here and think that I be saying shit to you women. Nah, I take it real easy on y'all because on a man, buck the fuck up, tighten up your bootstraps and get out here and work. And if you're not willing to do the work, You don't deserve a woman. You don't deserve no pussy.
True.
You don't deserve the next position in life. You just don't deserve it. You haven't worked for it. You might as well go ahead and put on a wig and be part 2 of the Kardashian or the Jenner Jr. Go ahead and get ready, because that's where you're at to me. That's how I'm going to look at you. That is what I feel, because you haven't earned shit. As a man, we have to earn every position that we have in the home, at work, in the home, in life, in social status. My friends look at me as a leader because I fucking lead them. My family members look at me as a leader because I lead them. My woman looks at me as a leader because I lead. If I don't lead, what the hell is my point? Which goes back to the key word that I said earlier, purpose. Men, we have purpose, and our purpose is to lead, to be strong, to be dominating, right? But in doing all of that, you also have to have the ability to know when to soften up and be a man that can show love and emotion. And those things are the things that differentiate a true man from a little boy. Because a lot of these men out here swear that they are everything under the sun, but the woman that they're with is unhappy as shit because you don't do shit for her. If you don't do anything for her, what are you doing then? So then don't complain about one woman and you want other women when you can't handle one, because that's the only way a woman should be handled correctly.
I think your woman is a direct reflection of the man that she's with. If I look at a guy, and we could talk about, us holding guys accountable, which I'm advantageous about that. Like, that's something I'm hard on, is guys having their shit together. So I think that's also a problem too. That's concerning.
So
Caller.
I'm calling. No, I'm actually.
Okay.
I texted. I forgot this thing let you text.
Guys having their shit together. So
Hello.
All right, you are live on the air.
I'm calling.
Oh, okay.
Do me a favor and turn down your show in the background.
Can you turn it down? Hello.
You are live on.
You hear the echo.
Oh, okay.
Do me a favor and turn down your show in the background.
Can you turn it down? Hello.
Because we can hear the show as a major echo in the background right now.
Hold on, give me 1 second. Okay, so the whole cheating thing, like, I'm just gonna put my, what I think about it. I think you're kind of wrong on the whole cheating. When men cheat, and not all of them, but I believe you guys cheat because it's for satisfaction. Okay. Yes, us women do cheat, but we do it because we feel in love by what you guys have done to us. I got out of a relationship for being in 5 years, and I got cheated on all the time, and just found out.
Okay, so I have a
What
question.
did I do? Nothing wrong.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. Because actually,
What's
just
up?
the way that you explained it, you actually agree with us 100%. And the reason that I'm going to say that is, you're saying that women cheat due to emotion, which is why we say that is murder. It's literally murder.
Absolutely.
Because a woman is going to plan that out. She has to be emotionally attached in order for her to be with someone else. Whereas for a man, no, we do not need the emotion. And yes, you are correct. It is for the satisfaction. It is for the need and the gratitude of the that comes out of that situation. Right? Now let me ask you this, okay? As men and as women, what is our job to do as human beings?
For me and for most of a women that I know, all we ask is for you guys to be truthful to us and be honest and just be faithful. Like,
hold on. I want you to actually answer the question that I'm asking. As human beings, as male and females, what is the only purpose of us to do as human beings?
love each other,
Procreate.
Okay. Yeah.
Be fruitful and multiply.
spend time and
Provide.
We are supposed to
provide and just be there for
correct. Procreate, make babies, right? Now,
yeah, great.
all right, you're one woman, right?
Oh my God, here we go.
As one woman, if I put you in a village with 100 men and you are one woman, how many children could you have?
I'm only gonna have one child with the person that I'm with,
Okay. Now,
or however many.
You can pop however
me and-
many
me and him
babies
have
you want to
together.
pop out for real. You
Okay.
gonna be having
now as one
my cousin
man,
had 13.
one man with 100 women, how many children could that man have in a 365-day calendar year?
Probably 365.
Okay. If he had 365, but unfortunately he only has 100 women, so he would have all 100 women pregnant. One man could repopulate Earth, one woman could not.
Mm-hmm.
You see how that makes sense?
Correct.
God, even in the Bible, said men go out and procreate, multiply, make my children tenfold.
But he didn't say use 2 women because he also said
That's not true, because every man in every religion,
a man that
across
findeth
the world,
a wife.
a man that findeth a wife, but he didn't say findeth one wife.
He didn't say wives. A man that findeth wives will findeth a good thing. No, he said a man that findeth wife
See, this is the crazy
has
part.
founded a good thing.
True, but you're also reading the Bible the way it currently is today. Like the story of Adam and Eve is not Adam and Eve. Eve is a vesh, which is multiple. Adam is like the atom, which is multiple. So it wasn't one man and one woman. But unfortunately, it's not in Hebrew, it is in English, and English mistells the story, which is why Solomon was blessed with 700 wives and 300 concubines and had thousands of children, and he was blessed for having that. No man has ever been cursed for having multiple women. So yeah, you are correct in what you're saying, and you actually agree with us more than you don't, and then you're finding out you were in a relationship where a man was cheating on you all the time. But here's the question. Finding out that he was sleeping with other women the entire time were you in a relationship, did he still treat you as his woman? Did he love you? Did he take care of you? Was he doing things he was supposed to in the home?
I take care of myself in a relationship, so I don't depend on a man to support me. I support myself. And no, but he did not.
Okay, so he did not take care of you as a man was supposed to.
No.
Okay, so then we have a bigger issue than
Sexually,
cheating.
yes, of course. Sexually, of course, yes. But anything else, when it comes to bills, when it comes to
So that's like
going out,
I was
going
telling
out
you.
and doing things
That's a
together. Of
bigger
course,
problem.
he did that.
Okay,
but
so your bigger problem here isn't the fact that he cheated.
emotionally, no.
The bigger problem is you
was
chose the
emotionally-
wrong man, because he first and
I did,
foremost
absolutely.
wasn't doing even the things that he was supposed to be doing as a man. So unfortunately, you're finding issue with cheating, but you have to take accountability as much as he has to take accountability. He, as a man, didn't do his job, and unfortunately, you didn't do your job in the first place by vetting that man out to make sure he was a good man before you were actually ever with him in any sort of relationship. Because if you would have vetted him out to know he wasn't shit, would you have dated him in the first place?
No, I wouldn't. But actually, I was a damn good woman to him, and I took care of everything
But
in the house. So I don't understand why some men do that.
No. You're not understanding. He was doing what he knows how to do. You being a good woman has nothing to do with him being a bad man. As a good woman, you should also be able to choose out a good man. So you can't
You're right, and I did
put
not do my
something
research on that
off.
point.
You can't blame him.
But people be out here playing a role though.
Well, again, that's why it's
So-
called vetting.
Exactly, they do.
People have to vet
And the
each
thing
other
is,
out.
when I first met him,
Huh?
he was a damn good man. However, like she said, they come out here and they act like they're people that they aren't, and you don't find out till later on. So it's kind of,
How long was you with this person?
I don't know, 5 years.
5 years. How long did it take him to show his true colors?
Actually, I found out.
What?
Somebody called me at work and
No,
asked
no,
me
no,
a
no.
couple questions, and
He-
then I found out who it was.
When did you guys start? Did you live together?
Yeah,
How long in the relationship before you guys moved in together?
a year and a half.
All right. So when he moved in after a year and a half, I would say a year and 7, a year and 8 months in, you knew he financially wasn't going to take care of you, correct?
Well, I mean, he could have, but I just take care of myself too. Like we both did it. Like we both, we paid half and half on bills and like everything else. So I don't know. I mean,
That's also
Okay,
part of
so
the problem.
so I'm gonna tell you where
Half and
there's
half.
there's a couple of flaws in this relationship.
Yeah.
In this relationship, you treated it as a partnership, half and half, okay? You went 50-50. The moment you go 50-50 with your man, well,
Should be,
you
yeah.
allowed him to slack off. You didn't give him responsibility. He also didn't have purpose as a man. So, as a man, his purpose is to be there to take care of you. But if you're pushing, well, I take care of myself, and that's what you were saying to him, at the end of the day, you were emasculating him over time, regardless. And over time, you are defeating him and his manhood, which is going to make him do less and less and less. So he became less of your man and more of your child. Would you agree with that?
yeah, yeah, coming, yeah, actually being said to me like that. Yes, absolutely.
So that I think sometimes when we pay half on the bills, this is why I said on the last podcast, we turn our significant other into a roommate because there can be no I hate to say it, but I love to say it. There can be no equality in a relationship. Your man has to be superior as far as like paying the bills and taking care of the load. That's why when even I'll use myself as an example. If I get into a relationship, I have to pay all the bills. If you look at the Muslim
Right.
religion, the Muslim
Right.
religion says you can have 4 wives, 3, 2, whatever, but you are responsible for financially taking care of all the kids, everything else. These women aren't stepping up to the fulfill a man's duty and role because he's doing even 100% of that. And we could say, well, in America, that could be a form of cheating, but they allow that. But the whole thing is he's still financially responsible and still bears the burden. When you pay half the bills, he has half the responsibility.
So he's half a man.
Yeah, he could play video games with half his time and do all. Men need that burden. That's why it's called a masculine burden of performance. You're taking away his ability to succeed without even knowing it. When I move into a situation, I know that I need to be competent as a leader, and part of competent is to be able to fill in all the buckets of me being a man. That includes, remember what we said, my money is our money, your money is your money. If I pay all the bills, guess what I'm doing? You're going to be more feminine. And I hate to say it, I notice that I look at women less outside the relationship when am too busy to do that because I'm so busy working and fulfilling my purpose and role that idle hands don't happen on my end because I'm so busy and focused on my purpose.
So you gave him the blueprint to be half a man to you, and the other half that he should have technically been giving to you was him out enjoying other women, putting himself at 100%. So that's where I'm always going to say, a lot of times in all relationships, we always want to play the blame game and we want to make the other person and hold them very accountable for what they do. But what happens is no one ever looks in the mirror and holds themselves accountable first. Your man should never be your roommate. He should be just that, your man. Because if someone were to break in that home where you guys were living and he was to go, well, I took care of it last time. It's your half. Go get the intruder. Would you keep him?
Hell no.
No.
Correct. You know why? Because he's not holding up his end of the bargain. When a man is paying 100% of the bills and doing 100% of the things he's supposed to at home, well, that also gives him the responsibility of holding down his home, which is like as a male lion. If another lion comes anywhere close to his pride, he's automatically going to attack. Get away from my women, get away from my children. But if it's a 50-50 pride, well,
You fending for yourself.
I'm not up to bat. So since I'm not up to bat, it's on you, baby.
You fending for yourself.
Now that's a man that you want, not a man that you need.
So you need
Yeah.
to learn to vet. And what vet means is when you're dating a man, you have to stop asking him his favorite color and what he
Lighten
likes
up.
to do in his off times and his hobbies. But ask him what the leadership in his home should look like. Who should pay the bills? Who would handle the brunt work? Do you really plan on being with me for the rest of your life and or putting yourself on the line for me? Will you die for me? Because if a man's not willing to do that, then he's not doing his job. And then that's where you as a woman, whether you know it or not, will automatically submit to him. And I know the word submitted is hated on, but submitting doesn't mean you're kissing his ass and cooking for him and cleaning for him and doing all this stuff. What that actually means is you're allowing that man to live his purpose while you live your purpose, which should be raising children. That's what you get the biggest joy out of. Instead of you putting yourself forward saying, hey, I have to take care of myself. No, your job is actually to take care of the family. You are the peace of the home. You are the sanctuary. You are the life giver. If anything, the man is the life taker. We will kill before we will ever breathe life into someone else. You will breathe life into someone else before you will ever kill someone. So you have to understand your role as a woman too, and what role you will take in the relationship that will make your relationship, 1, flourish, 2, stronger, 3, better for you to where you're not wasting your time becoming bitter, hurt, and angry and saying that he cheated on me when at the end of the day, you took over his role while still doing your role, which left him a lot of time to do whatever he wanted to.
That makes you more independent than
I-
interdependent too.
And I totally agree with that. Like the way that you're saying it, I've never actually heard it that way, so it makes a lot more sense.
Well, I'm
And
glad.
thank you.
I'm glad that you called in. That's actually like the whole reason of why we're here and what these conversations are about. Because unfortunately, in the world that we're living in right now, relationships are horrible because we're not telling each other the truth. To be like 100% honest
Right,
with you,
exactly.
how many times do you know that he cheated on you?
Honestly, 20 times.
Okay,
at least
now,
that I know of.
and of those 20 times, was that the reason you left him, or you left him more because he wasn't doing what he needed to do as a man?
I left him because he cheated. Because that was done.
So you would have stayed with him had he have never been with another woman.
Absolutely. Wouldn't. Yeah, I would have probably been dumb.
Okay, so then what I'm going to say to you is you might want to look within yourself first and foremost.
Mhm.
Because the key words that a lot of women tend to use is I refuse to settle, yet you are here clearly stating you have no problem settling.
Mhm.
You're
I have to love
okay.
myself before I love anybody
You're
else.
okay to settle for a half a man as opposed to enjoying a 100% of a man that may occasionally sleep with another woman, but he gives you 100% of everything you need at home. You see how that's backwards?
Yeah.
Because sex means nothing to a man. Sex means everything to you.
Right.
But if he's taking care of home correctly, yeah, he may occasionally, but that's just it.
But some men do cheat emotionally.
But
Those aren't the men.
So
you
why?
wanna
So
be
why
with,
does it
But
mean
though.
those
something
aren't
more to a
men.
man to cheat?
Yeah.
say it again.
So why is it okay for some men to cheat whenever they do have a good woman?
Okay, so let me ask you this question then. Do you want a man that no other woman wants?
Do I have a what?
Do you want a man that no other woman wants?
No.
Thank you. So you have to ask yourself this question. A man that is attractive to 1,000 other women is attractive to you. So you already know and understand internally, it's literally in your DNA, that at some point in time, you're going to share your man. You will not go for a man that is unattractive to other women. It is called social proof. You need a man that you see other men and women respect, which means he brings value to this world. When that man brings value to the world, he usually actually has more options. So if he chooses to make you his girlfriend and or his wife, you have won the ultimate trophy.
It sounds good.
Right.
It is good.
So that's the
Thank you
difference.
so much again.
Not a problem. You can call in anytime you want to. Thanks for tuning in. We're here every Friday and Sunday.
And you guys all have a good rest of your night.
You
You
too, bye,
too.
girl.
Yeah.
Bye.
How much she said with an accent?
She had that southern accent.
So yeah, I got a whole video on here on the podcast that actually goes over cheating. I was gonna put her on the spot. So I had a conversation with a relationship therapist, and she was a female. And this is her question. You can only make a choice between one or the other. You cannot say both. You have to choose one or the other. Would you be more angry that you found out your man slept with a woman one time, or that he was taking care of another family on the other side of town? That is, he's loving another woman, having children, taking care of women on the other side of town, or he literally just slept with a woman one time. Y'all want to hit that chat and let us know. The answer to that is every woman, for the most part, that I've ever asked this question to says she takes the one that hurts her the most is the man that has a woman on the other side of town with a whole nother family. Okay? The follow-up question to that is why? The why, you will all answer the same way. Because you know he cares for her. Inevitably, all women know and understand that sex for men is nothing, which is why you guys complain about one-night stands and how he slept with me and I haven't heard from him and he just doesn't care. Correct. Because with sex, we can do that and we don't care. But if I'm paying your bills, taking care and having children with another woman, which also means that I'm willing to put my life on the line for that person, that is going to hurt you far more, because that is actual competition to you. And you guys hate competition. But that is that man actually giving his true love, attention, affection, seed, and last name to another woman, as opposed to him spending 10 to 15 minutes on top of somebody or behind somebody or on the side of somebody and then never caring or walking away from her. What do you think? Tia.
Yes.
Shmoney. Which would hurt you most?
Obviously, the family, because there's emotional attachment. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want my man to give a fuck about any other woman that's not family. You know what I mean? Like, it's different if there's like a situation, like, you know, if it's your job or, you know what I mean? Something like that, a family friend, you know, that you know, but it depends. You know what I mean? Because even the family friend stuff, because that's the cover up. You know what I mean? I didn't been through that, you know? So it's more so immediate family. You know what I mean? And I mean the family and I know the family. You know what I mean? It can be, especially, and it's going to be, there's somebody I don't know, you know? Like, it's wild. Like, you role playing. You know what I mean? Like, and so what? You got it to do it. Like, you got the money to be able to support two families, but it's like, why? You know, I feel like it's a waste of time, but, you know, whatever. But that would that would piss me off more. I would be more hurt and more broken from that because there's emotional attachment. Like,
Okay, so now I want you to think about this, right? If that's how you feel, imagine a man's feelings with our testosterone and our anger when you do that to a man, but it's just sex. Because it's never just sex for you. It's the emotional
that's
attachment.
not true.
Which is why men get extremely angry. In most cases, will leave a woman and never go back. You want us right now to take the minority and make it the majority. But the majority of men have sex with zero emotion. Now, when he is in love with you, that is an emotional sex. But the first time that a man lays down with you, a man, not a little boy, a man, there is no feeling attached to that. The women, my longest relationship, 6 years, 7 years, my kid's mom, 4 years. Guess what? For the most part, all of them I had sex with on the first night. You think I cared about them? It is actually what a woman does after sex that shows you her worth. Whether she's going to be there for you, because guess what? That's why women hold out on sex. Because after sex, now you're emotionally attached. The moment you become emotionally attached, now you're, let me put his
That's
laundry
a problem
away.
at that point, but
Oh,
you
let
don't
me
always
make his
have to be
bed.
emotionally attached. You don't. As a woman, like, you really
Women, your first
operate
few
that
partners,
same way.
few partners, you remember who you lost your virginity to, don't you?
Huh?
You know who you lost your virginity to,
Yeah, but
and you felt it.
it's my virginity. You know what I mean? Of course you're gonna feel it. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, and then the person you were with after them.
no, I don't.
So you had no feeling, no attachment at all.
I can tell you, he asked to fly me out to London because he was a track star or something like that. Unfortunately, I don't. I don't care. I don't know his name. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Okay, so
there's
you
no
was at
attachment.
so
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't.
she was out here doing her thing.
No,
I
I
didn't-
was not.
Yeah,
I
you
didn't
was.
feel
say
it was my
that.
first.
No, I didn't say
Yeah.
that. For the few, because I mean, I'm grown. You know what I mean? So the few
Barely grown.
the few that I have experienced with, like, there ain't no attachment. Usually they don't want, like, texting me. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
so no. Stop there though.
what?
You know why? Do you understand? Do you understand that when a man texts you after the fact, or like we'll go a while after we hit and we don't care, and then we literally go through what we call our sex Rolodex. We will hit up everybody from the most recent to the furthest out to see who's gonna bite, because basically we want some punani.
Right,
Forecasting.
exactly.
Right?
That's what
So
it all comes
we
down.
have
But
our
we still
top
in control
5
of that.
We have our top
Forecasting.
5.
We in control of that.
And we go, okay, that was good. Let's see if I can get back in there. That doesn't make him emotional about cuckoo. What that does is he's already had it, and we all know that in most cases, which is why I call most women
want it more.
recyclers. You guys will go back to an old body before you add a new body. So as long as that always happens, we pretty much have guaranteed cuckoo in our bank where we can continually hit that woman up. And at some point in time, she's gonna end up being like, yeah, come on. Because she ain't seeing nobody. She ain't got no man. She's not emotionally attached. Or you got a scratch that you want itched.
Because that's our pre-selection. Because we've already been there. We've already established contact. That's pre-selection by nature.
And we're
But
not
that-
emotionally
but it
attached
also-
to you.
but
We
it
know we
also
can hit
be
and
flipped.
run.
It also can be flipped. You know what I mean? Like, you, as a woman, you can have that desire, and then at the same time, you have that dude that you know. Like, has
But
a
the,
dude,
major-
you
the
know what I mean?
majority of
Like,
women in this world
don't
use-
operate like that.
They do not.
Yeah, 'cause
That is an operation of a woman that
That's
is
money for you.
void of her
Real.
feelings.
So I think
Real
that
deal.
A woman's
Real
greatest
deal.
thing that she has to tackle isn't the fact that she
Where
can
they
get a
at?
man, is can you keep a man? Because getting a man is a form of action. Because any woman can have action, right? But I think keeping a man, you see behavior, right? Behavior is associated with a woman leaving a man, right? But that's where the burden on us falls into protecting somebody. I think that if we can protect somebody, we can enable the fact that we can keep them by, like, I'll even use women's logic of not letting anybody else into the relationship or anything like that. Us supplying our meat, money, energy, attention, resources outside the relationship, which is more of an egregious offense than cheating, I think, sometimes. But we have to look at it like this, though, too. Any woman could say, I could go back in my Rolodex and be like a man, but I think that women suffer more psychological abuse running through a Rolodex, running through even new men, new bodies and stuff like that than I will, because I'll be honest with you. While you mentioned the first person that was significant to you, and you remember that he was a track star, all this other stuff, I hate to say it, but I didn't really feel anything with my first. As a matter of fact, it happened like in 2 seconds.
I didn't feel nothing.
And I also a little tip.
The
The reason why I think we're quick on the first time is because I think back in nature, back in our prehistoric era, we had to come quick.
I know why I did.
Because if we didn't come quick, we were going to be eaten by a saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
So, if you really think about it, if I didn't nut quick, I would have got eaten. So I have to think I don't have that much time to feel on my first one. Something happened. Oh, there's a little regret because I feel bad for you feeling the way you feel, but I don't really feel bad. I feel good. So that's about the most feeling I'm going to feel my first one, to be honest with you. For women, I think it's completely different. There's way much more emotion.
Yeah, I'm different. So,
Right.
you know what I mean? My perspective and my logic. You feel me? So,
Thugged out vagina.
I tell I tell people I'm just a nigga in a bad bitch body. You feel me? Like,
No.
God did a
She
good
got
balance.
that. She got set it off
God-
pussy. She got set it off pussy.
God,
She got that
got a
Clio.
good
It's
balance.
called dead presidents.
She
This
got that
what you call
Clio.
50-50. For real. This is what you call 50-50, a 50-50 split. You feel me? But yeah,
Keep talking that
Generally.
bullshit. I'm gonna put you on the track. Since
No.
you don't feel nothing, we gonna put you on the track.
I ain't
Women that
worried
don't
about
feel
him.
nothing, they need to be out there making that money. Then don't play with me.
No, don't play with me. Don't take
I'll
me
make
to
you earn your
27.
way, daughter.
Pay the fee.
This nigga's out here. He's taking in these
Oh my-
stray women, and then he's putting them on the track. This damn Bailey, he's really a pimp.
And then you say, well, I'm guiding, I'm just restoring. You feel me? Like you building. That's what they say. You joining the team. That's what they like saying nowadays.
So T Money, can I ask you a question?
Wait, hold on. Ladies and gentlemen, 602-736-6660. Go ahead and call in with if you hear anything you agree with, disagree with, something you just want to say. We would love to hear from you. We love this. Let's go.
T Money, I want to get your opinion on this. I'm gonna ask you a question.
Just go.
What is the difference between a cat that's thirsty and a guy that's putting pressure on you?
So a man that is thirsty, look, or a man that is applying the pressure. Girl, get your come, Shmoney, come
Let
on,
me-
girl.
let me get
Shmoney,
this answer. I wanna
let me
hear your
get that.
opinion on that.
Shmoney, what's your number? Hey, baby. Ooh, cuckoo. Get over here.
You think there's a difference?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's the difference?
But I'm also different. You know?
What's the
Let's hear it.
difference?
Okay, so say it again because I
Wait,
don't know
hold
what
on.
he just did. He just
Oh, wrong one. Okay.
he just threw me off with that whole thing. I wasn't expecting him to do that.
We finna take a sad moment here. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, do you feel that there is a difference between a man that is thirsty for you versus a man that is applying pressure to you?
I got the answer, but I'm gonna let y'all go ahead.
Like Bailey get on my nerves. Like he stumps on it. You know what I mean? Like he jumps and do backflips on my nerves. So like
She loves it.
For women, like
Get over here!
for women, I feel like it does make a difference. Like, I'm gonna come from my perspective, and then I'm gonna try to come from a regular person's perspective. So for me, you know, if you thirsty, I'm gonna just keep it real, and it's more like tricking, right? But it's not to that point, right? But it's the same type of thing. When you thirsty, like I said, dudes had duties. You know what I mean? So you ain't getting none, but I wanted this.
So let me clarify this. What separates a guy that's a creep that's trying to holler at you from a guy that's, oh, damn.
Oh, it's first
He
of all,
putting
it's the
pressure on
vibe. First of all, it's the vibe.
What's a vibe? Because
Yeah, I
women
wanna-
use that shit so
the
much.
That's
energy?
confusing.
What's
Can
a
you break that
vibe?
down?
Energy.
Yeah.
Because a year ago, a vibe
Energy.
means your ass was getting drunk. You was doing an X
E-N-E-R-G-Y.
pill.
But
You
what's
was on a
energy, too?
Molly.
Who?
That's what a vibe used to mean literally like a year ago. And then
Yeah.
all of a sudden, it's the vibe that he gives me. So he giving you a Molly pill? He getting you drunk?
No, like that was just a vibe. You know, that's a vibe too. You know what I mean? Like, but vibe as an energy. It's a feeling you just get. Like, and you know, maybe not I guess everybody can't read it, but for those who can, like, I can feel out somebody's energy when they walk in the room. You know what I mean? In the first few minutes, doggone sure the first impression, the first experience with this person, you know what I mean? Or whatever, you know, if I meet you somewhere or something like that, you know what I mean? However long that lasts, that experience right there, because I don't know if I'm gonna see you again, right? It don't matter. That's why I say I'm in control. You know what I mean? Like, because I didn't have. Now, obviously, you got to go with like spending the time, because you got to get attention. You know what I mean? To keep it straight and long, like you got to play your role. Which, as a woman, Bailey always hear me say it, like, women have a role to play, men have a role to play, but women have a role to play, and a lot of women don't understand that because they taking it back to the old days, and you gotta really dissect that, and you gotta really pay attention to what was being done, because one, that was back in the day, and you know that was different. I know, like, a lot of women don't.
I got a question though. Hold on.
What?
Because we
I'm
hear
just
this
listening.
all the time of
They
that
don't wanna
was
cook or
back
clean,
then
you know what I
and
mean?
back in the day, right? Does every day is the exact same, and we as human beings have not changed not one bit. Relationships has not changed not one bit. So since we as human beings haven't changed since the beginning of time, because you still got 5 fingers, 5 toes. We started off with 5 fingers, 5 toes. We still go bald. We still have a life expectancy. We still have children. We still have sex the exact same way. Why is the responsibility of a relationship all of a sudden changed because of time?
Well, one,
Because back then relationships worked, and today they don't.
that's because not that it kind of was a forced situation. I think we talked about this before on another episode. Like, women also didn't have the right. They didn't have the upper hand to work and support for themselves. They had to fight, sneak around, you know what I mean, to do that. Back then, it was a lot of abuse going on. A lot of people were scared, you know what I mean?
A lot of people go to that, the abuse thing.
But it's true.
I don't think it was as prevalent as people
extremely
say it
relevant
was.
because there was really women didn't have no control.
But
and women
abuse was still made via police report, and it's still under 7. As a matter of fact, there was less abuse then than what there's more abuse now in society. We're only at 7%.
I didn't say it wasn't. I just said the abuse that was happening back then because it still was relevant. It makes sense of the situation. You know what I mean? Like, now, obviously, it's modern time, but you know it.
But we have 4 grandparents as a whole. You have grandparents on your mom's side and your dad's side, right?
No, well, on my dad's side, I do.
Okay.
Not my mama.
Was your grandmother abused by your grandfather?
Yeah, she was. I think, I don't know though, because I know
She's
my
still
daddy
alive?
was abused. So if my dad was abused, then obviously the mom was being abused. You know what I mean? So
Nah, because kids are much easier to abuse.
no,
than
but
adults.
but he used.
The reason I ask those questions is because I've talked to so many
I just don't know how
people.
bad it was. You know what I mean? I know he's put her hands on her, but I don't know the situation.
So we don't really know.
Yeah, I have.
No, I didn't. I
just,
didn't ask.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I just hear that abuse situation being thrown out there so much, but then I ask those exact same people that say that, well, were any of your grandparents abused? And 8 out of 10 times, it's a no. So if you were to extrapolate that, like my grandmother wasn't abused. My grandmother, who's still alive to this day, was not abused. So I got 2 women that I can truly say were not abused. But then I could call.
There was alcohol back then.
Yeah, there's alcoholism.
They went to war. They had PTSD, and they were not getting treated for that stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of small components.
But the thing about it is,
it's the detail.
It has been shown that those men still were less abusive than the current modern day man.
No, I would believe it's more abusive because there's a lot going on, but because there's a lot going on, women have more control. So therefore, you know what I mean? Like, women can now do their own thing. And because they can do their own thing, we turn it back to the other conversation. They make their own money. They're able to make themselves stable. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I think is why.
So I got an answer for you on the previous thing when I asked you about the applying pressure and
I didn't even finish
not to change that, but I do have an answer. I'm gonna let you finish though. You want to finish?
Go ahead.
Okay, so my answer for this is the guy that's the creep, the guy that's thirsty
George.
looks like Carl Winslow. Looks like Tyrone Biggums.
Yep.
The guy that's applying pressure
Bobby
is the
Boucher.
handsome guy, 6-pack, has his shit together.
You think
like
he's
that.
cute? You find him attractive?
You find he's saying the same exact thing that the crackhead guy said.
Or I have a second alternative to that.
That's
and I've lived that myself. So there's a particular female. A particular female. She was all over me.
With game.
She was all over me. Okay, when I did not give her any play, she then wanted to say, "Oh, don't fuck with this dude. He's thirsty. He's a thirsty." But I didn't give you any play, so that doesn't make me thirsty. But what they try to do is they're trying to basically downplay that man so other women don't mess with him.
Shaming language.
Correct. So it's the shame, right? But then you have the true thirsty dude, and it's not the fact that he's thirsty. See, this is the crazy part. The guys that you guys call creeps, we automatically know he's not attractive.
He's not attractive.
Radio is hitting on you.
But that's not all the way true, because it do be some nice, attractive looking men that be weird. They be like straight weirdos.
But
like straight weirdos.
You get. That's after you've seen their
They
personality.
gotta be ugly. But majority of it, yes, it is.
Yeah, we want to talk about, this is the first time dude's coming at you. You find him attractive. He ain't no creep. He ain't thirsty.
It depends
and he ain't
on
weird.
how he step into you. It depends on the game he trying to spit to you. But see, a lot of women can't really pick that out. You know what I mean? Or know how to get out the situation.
I think it depends less. And here's why.
Because dudes do be weirdos. Like, even the way they approach you. You know what I mean? That all makes sense. Like, I've been followed multiple times. And I done had people come up to my window and knock on it. Just to try to spit game. I done had dudes like follow me, you know what I mean? Stop at a red light to try to spit game. You know what I mean? Like, there's weird stuff. I've had that stuff.
So I think if you're talking about a guy that's in a car, you don't really get of course, it's surrounding creepy circumstances. I'm talking about like you see this guy at a club or a bar, it's not a creepy circumstances. Like, let's throw the car out. Like, let's take that out of consideration. The following you, stalking you. Like, let's throw it. What I'm talking about is like you see this guy in the grocery store. He walks up to you and says, "Hey, mom," or doesn't even say, "Hey, mom." "Hey, I was gonna buy that produce too. That's pretty good. I like this brand." Just starts a regular I think what makes this guy a creep or not depends on his social status, how he looks, if he's handsome or attractive.
Of course,
that's what I'm talking about, like that. So,
but there's some ugly dudes that had themselves together
And that's what make them look good. You know what I mean? That's what make them attractive is keeping yourself together. It's the same thing with fat dudes. That's how these fat dudes can bag pretty women.
The best out of a crappy hand.
Huh?
You got guys like that.
Yeah.
Like guys that are short that I talk to all the time. Yeah, you're short and we short kings. This is somehow a thing.
See, short people be having little man syndrome.
So
So
my thing with short guys, I get talked to all the time because I'm not like the NBA player type right here. I had to turn pro in a different sport. So for me, I had to level up all my other attributes like a video game.
You have to work harder when you're shorter.
You got a stat. Like let's say you got a bad hand at a poker, right? Or anything else. You got to hand the short card, right? Everything, all your other stats like a video game have to be leveled up because you're already competing against a 6 foot tall guy. It looks like Shamar Moore or whoever else. So that's what I'm saying. I think that what you're talking about are people that play the best out of a crappy hand. That guy is less of a creep because he developed himself and is more disciplined with his life and executes better at personal development. Those guys are less of a creep. So yeah, you're right on that. But I think for the most part, you got the geeks that, glasses, live in their mom's, look like they live in their mom's basement, don't get out, pay Groupon for the date. Hey, to each their own. You got people that do things like this and they move different because they haven't developed themselves. And maybe they're a creep because they're not around women that much and don't put themselves through the ringer like that. The guy that put himself through the ringer and put a 6-pack on and did all this, that take hard work to do that.
Every girl every girl didn't have this happen in your inbox DM, a dude that's constantly messaging you, out the blue, and they attractive and they ugly. You know what I mean? So like it's a vibe that you get. It's the first thing. First of all, why you think you can hit me up like that? Why you blum and I'm not responding? You know what I mean?
Today's society is a lot different too. Because back when we dated, 80s, 90s, even early 2000s, there was still respect in approaching women and going about relationships. There was a lot of respect. I mean, you can tell even by the change of music. Men talked about still making love and how to treat. We weren't buying women. We were dating women. We were showing them a good time. Taking roses to pick up your girl was looked at as a beautiful thing. Now you are weak and
simp.
Nope, can't say that word. We're on Twitch.
Oh.
So you are the S word. You are a pimp with an S in the beginning of that. Replace the P with an S. Okay, that is the current society. So that's.
But it's starting to turn around now.
But this is the problem.
I don't see it.
Where you are sitting here saying, well, back then. We look at our history. Back then, everything was much better.
But
you say it's turning around now. Please tell me where the turnaround is at. Because right now, men are at an all-time high of being fed up, which is why podcasts like this and many other, which are way worse than this, are literally going in on women. And women have now started to go in on other women because it is ruining it for the ones that want the good man and can't.
But they also, because like, they be having some bozos that be on it. They be having women that just be doing anything. You could tell they like hoes for real. You know what I mean?
But let me ask you this, okay? Because
you can't.
We've been doing this together for over a month now.
Okay. Oh really?
Yeah. We way past. We like almost 2 months in.
Really?
So I want you to think about this.
I got some time.
How many people have you actually dealt with on this podcast so far of your species that you would really be like, oh, she's the shit?
Not Nan. It's this one right here sitting on the couch.
Okay. We have to extrapolate that. Women don't even want to be friends with women.
Yes, because women are just as shady. Like, it's a girl that died. Her best friends killed her. You know that girl?
Shaquilla.
They went to the
So that's what I'm saying.
Mexico.
So I want you to think about exactly what that is that you're saying. If women don't want to deal with women, why would men want to?
But there's also
You can't deal with a woman. Like for me, most of my like I'm way more cooler with dudes than I am girls. I only got 2 girlfriends.
And a lot of women say that,
But-
which says a lot about a man. So a man, you know,
No,
you
but
can,
it's the environment. I grew up like I was raised with 7 brothers, so you know what I mean.
I'm gonna be
5
honest
in the house
with you.
most of the time. So
If I see a woman and she says
I'm
she
just
doesn't get along
comfortable.
with other women, I look at that as like that's how
women are
tolerable
jealous.
you are.
Women
to
are
me.
jealous. Women are envious. Women compare. You know, women have insecurities
nonstop compete.
and act out of emotion. Like when I was a kid, I was very pretty. Like I was on a billboard in my city. I was in a newspaper and stuff like that because every time cameras come around,
And today on
It was
America's
me.
Most Wanted, Money is on the billboard again.
I was on a billboard because I was a really pretty girl. You know what I mean?
She was
had
also on the
that
back
light.
of a milk carton.
So like girls was fighting with me at a young age. I got bullied a little bit, you know what I mean? But I was raised like you don't put your hands on somebody till they put your hands on you, and it just became bad to where like they not putting their hands on me, but they doing stuff to me. They being petty, you know what I mean? So like, you know, like they spray bug spray in my eye on an accident. They was next, coming around. I don't know what the hell they did, but I remember it was at like a camp and they did
Money
that.
grew up in a roach motel.
that
That was
Like, you had a
raid.
wild childhood.
they was like stealing my stuff. It was just a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like they was trying to cut my hair off one time. My hair was pretty long. And obviously, they was bald head.
That's what happens
know
when
I
you
mean?
grow up with 7
Yeah.
brothers.
What?
Fit in.
I do fit in.
No, not if you ain't got a crew cut.
Trust me, I pulled it off. I looked like Buddha a little bit, but I pulled it off. I was just like a little bit more than you, just a little bit.
I think Bailey's right about that. Music used to be different. Remember the R&B videos? You used to have the boom box on your shoulder. You threw rocks at a window. She cracked it open, and then you just sang to her. Like that's dead. Like we no longer see that on R&B because
You do that today, you going to jail.
right?
Chivalry
or you
isn't
a
dead, though.
pimp,
Chivalry is dead, and women are killing it.
No,
pimp with ass on it.
For real? Because you
demonized.
open the door for a woman today, and she'll be like, I can do that myself. You don't need to do that for me. Or don't do that no more. That makes me feel weird.
I've never had that being done.
But you're
It's
not a
happening,
man
though.
opening a door for a woman. And I can tell you, as a man that opens doors
I get
for
pissed
women.
off
Let's
if I hold the door open for a dude.
But
like,
hold
I'm
on,
gonna say thank
hold
you.
on, hold on. Reverse that because you're still looking at it in your lens.
Hmm.
You've seen it and you've been around me now. Do I make sure you are taken care of at all times?
Yes.
Do I make sure that all women that have come in this house and have been a part, even if they're guests on this podcast, do I make sure they are taken care of at all times?
Yes.
Do I make sure that they are respected, they get home safely, they get here safely, they children, if they have children, are taken care of, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in dating as a man, seeing women on a regular basis, if you think I do that just here, it's bullshit. I do that in everything in life. And these women will literally say, don't open my door for me anymore. That's weird.
That's crazy.
Don't hold the door for me. That's weird.
It's happened to me on several occasions.
Are you serious?
Yes, and you know what's crazy? The
I'd have
majority
pushed
of
the door on
them,
a bitch like
the majority of them were in business suits. I'll be honest
they
with
was
you.
what in swimsuits?
Wearing business suits.
Okay, that's a masculine, but most
Yeah.
we,
'Cause they
we already know
snooty.
what comes with that.
Because
Right,
they making
exactly.
that money,
No,
so
yeah,
know.
masculine women, masculine women,
I could do that
or,
myself.
or independent. If they throw out that independent, which is what's crazy, and
I've
I say
never
this,
done that.
ladies, I'm gonna tell you this, coming from a man, and I'm gonna look right you in the camera. You go on a first date and you tell a man that you're independent, but you won't either pay for the bill or half of the bill or any aspect that you ask that man for something, you just shot yourself in the foot. 9 times out of 10, he's done dealing with you. Because how are you independent with your hand out? That doesn't make sense. That's the total opposite of independent.
'Cause your
You
money, my
sound
money.
ridiculous.
My money.
When we hear that, I tell you, every single time I've heard a woman say that, I really want to be like, when that bill come, go, Cause then all of a sudden, your wet cookie just turned into oatmeal. Okay?
Popeye's biscuit.
But you want to push that I'm independent.
Oatmeal, that's nasty. That like don't sound.
Wait, oatmeal is good. You better stop.
I know, but like how it's supposed to dry up, right? That's what you
Correct.
was trying to say.
Well, oatmeal is very dry. You know.
No, it's creamy.
No. Dry oatmeal. You go buy it from the store.
Okay.
You have to make it creamy.
Yeah.
Okay. You went from
I say
creamy.
Popeye's biscuit because those always
Yeah, I
dry.
like that. Let's go with the Popeyes
Popeyes
biscuits.
biscuits,
Let's
Nah,
go.
oatmeal
let's go
is
with
way drier than a Popeye's biscuit.
Try to eat one of those biscuits without nothing to drink. See if you don't choke.
Well, I've done that before.
Yeah.
It's a struggle. You know, that's props.
It gets stuck in your throat. It gets stuck in your throat.
Yeah, it's gonna be some problem.
that. Bailey talking some. I've done it
Popeyes
before, but yeah, it
biscuits,
gets
they
stuck in your
get
throat. Yeah, because he threw me off with the oatmeal. Because
They gonna
then
have
I
to do
just got a
mouth to
visual.
snout
I
on
was
you
like,
after
wait,
that.
what he actually mean?
No,
by
not
that?
oatmeal cooked, dry oatmeal.
Okay.
Still
Still
you
in the
gotta
packet
Pop
or
the
the
top.
oat. Yeah,
You
the oats.
Pop the top so you can take the oats and
Your
put it
dry
in
oat.
there.
Yeah, but ain't
Dry
nobody eating no
oatmeal.
dry oatmeal though. They eating Popeye's biscuits.
See, here we go. Mr. Freak Nasty back there. Here we go.
Popeye's is shit.
He said Popeyes.
You know,
and shit.
Jaden, I still got to pull up on her
Popeyes.
for that.
For what?
A lot for Friday. You just played that and it just made me remember because you was like, oh, he being freaky. It just made me remember that. This bitch Thomas
Okay, so yeah. When it comes to thirsty and a guy that's applying pressure, I think all women are gonna say that. Like, if you find him attractive,
You
he's
want him to
not
apply the
thirsty.
pressure.
Or when he's creepy,
Some girls like ugly dudes. I got a friend, she like ugly dudes.
but
That's
that's an
a
insecure
minority, though.
situation. No, that's an
Yeah.
insecure situation.
No.
She like ugly dudes because she doesn't like to be in competition with other women. She's probably extremely pretty. And she likes ugly dudes, and she goes for ugly dudes because ain't nobody else going for
But
her
she
man.
do fine dudes too, but I'm saying she don't mind, she don't mind ugly dudes. Like,
Because I've had like when oh shit, there
You
he-
can only get what you can afford.
yeah. And there he is on the couch right there. Imagine a man in shape looking like that. You get with an insecure woman. You know the first thing she gonna try to do
Oh, it's
to
gonna be
him?
some problems.
She's trying to feed him and get him fat. I can't tell you how
Ooh,
many
I can tell you
women.
stories about this.
I have plenty
God.
women. Hell yeah.
God, let me tell
When I'm
you.
in my
What?
best shape in the world, they literally try to force feed you.
They get self-conscious
You don't have
around
to
you.
work out no more. Do you see all those girls looking at you? Like,
I will
what are you
never-
talking about? I ain't never
I would
seen
never
that.
tell my
Yo.
man to stop working out unless it get like.
I've
crazy
noticed.
stuff.
I've noticed that there's women that I date when I get towards a show or a competition. They slowly start watching what they eat. They slowly start doing stuff because there's two things that they
Yeah,
start
'cause
doing. They become more accountable,
You gotta be up here, like,
or I start seeing them setting me up for failure. There's
that's-
two things that happen.
And,
It-
she ain't a good woman because your woman's supposed to want to support you and the stuff that you want to do, as long as it's good for you, your woman should have good intent. The best intent,
Should.
Someone said fucking with the wrong bitches in the chat.
should.
Right, thank you. Like, where they come from?
Yo.
But
Like,
okay, but this is and this is the thing too. Women say that all that. Oh, you're messing with the wrong women. We don't know that until again. Y'all get to vet men
But it's
out.
the same thing. No, what you just said applies to women too, though. It does. It absolutely does, because it's some dudes out here that really know how to play that role. You know what I mean? And play it till they get what they want out the situation, but you never know how long it is. So
But
dudes
hold
will
on.
really go to that intent and
But
play their role.
Hold on. If men walked up to you and was like, "What's up, shmoney girl? You over there looking good, but I really just want to fuck." What you gonna say?
Boy, get the and just walk away.
Man can't be honest. That's why
Men
we not
can't
honest.
be honest.
First of all,
No.
No,
Uh-uh,
y'all
no,
can't
let
be
me
honest.
finish.
No.
Let me finish.
that approach is
Let me-
disrespectful.
No, it's not about that approach.
It is.
Okay, can a man tell you you're slightly overweight?
I'm
Yes or no? These are yes or no questions.
Yes, he can.
A man that you don't know that's interested
that
in
I
dating.
don't know?
We're talking about men that are interested in dating you. You know, the ones that's really spitting game.
No, if he tell me I'm
Can he
ugly,
come up and tell
no.
you, I'm not rich, but I'm not broke. So if you want to go on vacation or something, that's gotta wait. You gonna date him? Yes or no?
Wait.
If he can't give you life experience, or he tells you every fight I ever been in my entire life, I got my ass beat. You still want to be with me? When those things start to pile up, if men started telling you those little itty bitty truths, yeah, you gonna be sitting there going, "What? Wait." You gonna be saying that a lot.
So if a dude told me he got beat up 5 times,
All the time.
obviously I'm gonna think
He a wimp.
he weak, but at the same time, it's like, okay,
No,
what can
you
we
ain't
do?
no same time.
What? No, but what can we? If you with that person,
She always try to problem solve.
no, because I'm a Virgo. But
That's not
still,
something true.
yeah.
That's unsustainable though. That over a period of time, our
Like,
clock is ticking.
We had this conversation. It's different if I'm just meeting a dude, we getting to know each other. Because I don't really understand what dating is, but we getting to know each other, like, and he tell me,
See, I gotta stop you here.
No,
I got-
don't stop me. No, don't stop
I got
me.
to. No.
No.
The reason
So-
that I have to is because this is such bad advice to women. Because this is why women
I didn't
are
even give
wasting,
no advice out.
But you are, because
But
you're
I'm not.
speaking of what you're willing to do to get to know a guy that you already know you're gonna disqualify as a partner for life. That's bad
said that?
advice.
Who said that though?
Why would you continue to get to know a man that can't even provide for you, protect you?
Exactly.
You wouldn't.
No.
Exactly. For
Like
for
if
you
a dude
say
got
the
beat,
Virgo,
if my dude got beat up in front of
but
me.
you saying but that's the Virgo in me. No,
No,
that's not
because-
the Virgo in you.
No, yes, the person. So if a dude, obviously he gotta be nice looking to talk to me. You know what I mean? But if we getting to know each other, we kicking it and stuff like that, and we just getting to know and talk about childhood stuff or whatever. And he was to tell me that, I would ask him like why you ain't never want to learn how to fight? Like, you done got your ass beat 5 times. Like, I can't. And I would tell him, I'm very blunt. I would tell him, like, I can't fuck with no nigga that can't protect himself. You know what I mean? Because, like, I would tell a dude that.
You're not finna have a conversation once you find that out about the dude, though. Let's just be real.
You don't
You're not
want-
finna
you don't
have-
want
That would
to.
be part of the conversation.
You,
Now, I'm not saying
You already
It's
wasted
not a
more
conversation
time.
you want to have.
Yeah,
though.
you already
Yeah.
wasted too much time, and this is the thing.
Yeah.
it's a
That's the-
conversation. I
that's-
didn't say, obviously, my intent.
That's like
It's
old
not
girl
gonna
that
be to
called
be
in
with him.
earlier that
You know
spent
what I mean?
5 years with a dude that came into the relationship showing he wasn't gonna be a man.
I'm not saying I was saying that so I can be with him. I would have gave that suggestion because that's bad. Now, in my
You
head,
think he don't know that?
You know what it
And
sounds
they-
like?
and
The
they do
reversal of
some.
leadership roles. Because you're giving him advice and telling him, hey, this is how we can level up. It almost sounds like a cousin to that. But it's like, we want him to be that. We don't want to be that for a man.
Yeah, but he not. And here's the role of women. Just because y'all are supposed to play that role, when y'all are deficient of that, it is our job as a woman to pour into y'all and get you back. Like when the dudes, you supposed to be the peace, right?
Honestly, that is what is told in modern day society, but that is so false.
That doesn't
If a
last
man-
long. It's
so-
unsustainable.
But
Yeah, you
I said
shouldn't
I
be-
wouldn't be with the man, but
Yeah.
for the sake of the conversation,
Okay, but
that's how I would respond
The
to
one
it.
time I need one. You get one cup in life.
Like,
So
I
if in that
I can't
life
be with
you
a
are
dude that got
slowly
beat up
pouring little
in front of me.
pieces into these inefficient men to pour into him, to give him even the little
No,
bit.
that's bullshit. But I'm talking about the sake of the conversation. I'm not finna build a nigga. You know,
don't
I've been
right.
through
But
that.
I
You don't
don't
wanna do
think
that, yeah.
I don't. The thing about it is,
You gotta
I don't think you even gonna entertain that conversation because you're not gonna entertain that nigga.
right. I mean, obviously, that would be the last time we kick it and stuff like that because like.
You already resent him already.
Yeah.
The resentment's just going to get
Nah,
bigger.
I don't
It's just a
resent, I
time
don't
thing.
respect.
But in this
I don't
again,
resent, it's just I don't
you're,
respect
you're
it.
not
They
gonna have
hand in
that
hand, though.
conversation because
No.
again, this is how
Resent
you're
has
meeting
more
him.
emotion, like hatred.
If a man walked up to
necessarily,
you,
though.
Regret.
if a man walked up to you and that first conversation was, I just want to have sex, I can't give you this, I can't give you that, I can provide this, and he gave you
walk
all the
away.
things that you know you're gonna find out about over time that's gonna disqualify him. If that man walked up to you and gave that to you from day one, men would get less and less women, and that is the
Like,
whole
why
purpose.
do you feel
of
like
that is the point of game.
Why do you feel like
We're
you
hunters.
can come to me and you
You're
don't have
prey.
nothing to bring?
True.
That that is the whole point of podcasts like this.
Like,
Men need to get on their A1 before they even think about approaching a woman.
yeah, like why
They
do you
need
feel
to
like
have
you're a
something that they
bum,
are
a scrub?
bringing to the table. But that goes back to this. Are we raising little girls to be grown wives? Or are we raising little girls to be grown city girls? Because there's a difference. For our caller, why
Grown
would
wives?
you entertain that man? You said, I'm a good woman. Cool, you're a good woman with a shitty man. And you chose the shitty man, and you're willing to say, well, if he didn't cheat, I would have stayed with him. Until when? When you're past your good years and men no longer
No,
find
she
you
said she was fed up because he cheated before. She just said she reached her point of being
But
fed
I
up.
said, if he would have stopped cheating, would you have kept him? She said yes.
I think that was Cap.
I think it was Cap too, but it sounds good. But that's the problem. How many women do we know? And that's why I kind of think it's not Cap. The reason I think it's not Cap is they moved in together at a year and a half. She stayed with him for 5 years. By year 1, month 7, she knew he financially wasn't there. Month 8, he's not there. And it continued for 5 years. So I can't even say that that's truly Cap because she dealt with it, even with the cheating.
Yeah,
I
because
think
like
it's a coping mechanism.
yeah, I was finna say, you know,
sure.
they're lonely or they have whatever, you know, insecurity or whatever, so they do.
We have to get women to also stop wasting the best years of their lives with bullshit guys.
That's why we have to heal. It all comes back down to healing, like finding your trauma, because when you realize like you in these situations, because it's usually a cycle, you know.
Is it healing?
It is.
Or she was never taught what she should have in the first place?
Both.
Because she didn't sound like she
Because
was
if you
old.
wasn't taught, then you gonna go down some rocky roads. You gonna do things. You gonna have to make choices. You know what I mean? So because you don't have that guidance.
What's
So
up,
if
little
you-
bro?
If you had that guidance and you had that road to show you, you know, how to be treated as a woman, you know, what a man is supposed to do, you know what I mean, and stuff like that. Like, if you have that, then yeah, that's just her own dumb choice to do that. But if you ain't never had that, then it's a whole different story. Of course, it's gonna mess with your mentality. You're gonna go through things, and then the trauma builds, because she already gonna have trauma. Because if she not getting the guidance and attention and the road that she's supposed to get, stop, in the road that she's supposed to get, she done already went through something in her childhood. There's a deficiency. That means something was going on, because if it was healthy or whatever the case may be, and the stuff was going the way it was supposed to, she would have that role. She
Here
would have
comes the
that
money.
Here we go.
Money has spoken.
Here
So
comes the money.
it just, you know, that's what it just wound down to. Like I said,
True,
healing.
and
You gotta heal.
that goes back. No, it's not healing.
It is
She
healing.
never started on the right foot in the first place. Unfortunately, we're not raising our daughters to be wives, and we're not raising men
Self-love.
to be husbands.
That's really.
Well, you can't love
Yeah,
yourself
because
if
they're
you're not raising
they're
a loving
traumatized
home.
parents. They're
Correct.
traumatized parents.
or lack of parents.
Yeah. That
Which
filter
builds
that I was
trauma.
talking about. If I
That
go to
all
a
builds
woman
trauma.
and I have to ask, because this is one thing that I think is good to bring back. If we ask for a daughter's hand in marriage or have to meet the dad
All
at some
men
point,
should have to do that.
things like that. But I think that's one thing
parents
we're
will-
losing, a filter that we used to have at home. Hey, can I speak to Janice or whoever it is? This
House
is her
phone's
father
not a
speaking.
thing no more.
It needs to be brought back. And I think that masculine, that's why I'm so big on masculine development, developing yourself, having your shit together. And I think that's extremely important, because men who are more disciplined fulfill more duties of the household, have more integrity, and are more men of their words when they do that.
You understand
mean,
why
I
more
knew
women?
that.
You don't understand why women truly don't deal with big men? It's a lack. It shows that he has a lack of exactly what he just said: discipline. Men that are in shape, men that have good jobs, men that have, that means his life is in order. His credit score is where he needs to be because there's no way he's buying an expensive or a luxury car with bad credit. Which means he's got to have a good job because he got to afford it. Which means he's got to have a place of his own because he can afford it. Which means he's got a gym membership or he takes the time out of his day every single day to do things to be in shape to look like that. There is a reason that we regard people that are physically and in good shape at a higher stature because we know it takes discipline of the food that goes in your mouth, the time you put, the energy it takes for you to pour into yourself, which is goes to the exact same thing. It has been proven. People that have good jobs, good relationships, healthy eating habits, significantly have higher relationships than the opposite.
Discipline is a deciding factor. You always see that.
When you have that discipline
To be
in
successful,
life,
you have to have discipline.
and
You know what
that's
I mean?
why people, all the people of the world that we live in today and all around us are chasing success, but have zero discipline.
But that's because they trying to get fast money. You know what I mean? Nobody
Even
wants
fast
to
money still
invest.
takes discipline because you still got to sacrifice.
So sometimes I don't feel like going to the gym, but I still go regardless if I feel crappy or not. But I think the guy who goes regardless of how he feels is going to do 10 times better in a relationship than the guy who only goes when he feels like that. You're never going to say, hey, I don't feel like handling this guy who kicked in my front door, this intruder. What if you just felt like that? That guy has no discipline. His relationship is going to be on the rocks. So men, and this goes back to men having a different clock than women do. Women have a biological clock. We have the burden of masculine performance clock. If we stop, like that chick, the woman who called, you're not working, you're broke, that clock is ticking. Now resentment starts building. So we have a different clock than women have. But I think discipline is a deciding factor. And when you take feelings out of the whole equation, regardless of how I feel, and I still go, I'm going to crush anybody in my path, regardless of how they feel. Because at that point, it's not even feelings. It's like, is my wife happy? Is my girlfriend happy? Because it doesn't matter about how I feel. I'm still going to go to work and do what I got to do.
So we're talking about women who are, the makeup is emotional. So we do have that feeling. And,
women do. Yeah,
women do. Yeah. Like, it's hard to be disciplined. You know what I mean? Especially when you live certain lifestyles. You know what I mean? When you live a lifestyle where you can do what you want, it's hard to be disciplined.
That's why it's important to be a man of discipline in a woman's life. That's where the dad comes in. That's where we come in.
But I'm speaking even without a man. You know what I mean? Like,
well, that's where the accountability. The world has stopped holding women accountable because the moment that you're held back in the day, if a woman slept around, she was significantly shamed. So because of the significance of the shame, they didn't do it. No, it's definitely not like that. When you got a song called WAP and you got city girls talking about Birkenback, spin this, do that, and you can only lick on the pussy.
I mean, I know, right, but
Glorilla got that song called Nut Quick.
You got what's her name?
Trifling.
Munch, and then she's literally on stage pulling
Ice
her
Spice.
pants down, peeing on people on stage.
No.
You got that chick twerking
Yes,
in front of the
no.
abortion
She is.
clinic?
Who, Ice Spice?
Yes.
The girl that came out with Munch?
Have you not seen that?
No, you're lying. No, that's not real.
You want
yeah,
to
pull
bet
that up
$1
right.
million?
Right now.
I bet you $1 million to your $1.
Right now. Yeah, I give you $1.
I gotta see this.
I got it in my pocket just for
Oh,
you.
we bringing the munch.
Right now.
Did you see that? Did you see the video of the woman twerking in front of the abortion clinic, talking about I got murder on my mind, talking about killing the babies?
No.
That's what we down to. We down to music like this, and I feel like female rap is less respected than it ever has been because of things like that. Listen to Nut Quick. You don't want to destroy your ears.
I don't even like songs like that. Like, it's different if I'm in an environment, let's say I'm at the club or something like that, but to just listen to that all the time, that's just too much. I don't want to.
You got to imagine it's women that are doing this all the time, though. Oh, no, she didn't.
Yes, she does. all out, all out.
Where the 4 quarters at?
Ain't got no problem doing it.
She ain't got no panties
What
on.
She took them off. She can't have no panties on.
Oh my gosh.
She's doing this at all of her shows. And these dudes are letting this happen.
Yo, no accountability.
And guess what?
Zero.
Look, hold on.
Is that a dude on the?
That's a dude laying there.
I've never seen this before. This is a trip.
No, she's done this in all of her shows, right? And this goes back to another situation.
Wow.
Hold up. You want to lock R. Kelly up for what you said he did to people in private. She's doing this live on stage in front of thousands of people.
But I'm not defending it at all. But I'm just saying
that's
he consented.
So no, we can't sit here and say.
What are you trying to say? She should get the same charges?
No. Well, we're talking about the accountability. Sitting here saying that women are still being held accountable for having sex with different men and doing no. When you can do this live on stage,
quote unquote a celebrity.
Do you think a dude could do that in public on stage?
Hell no.
What if a dude did that? What would happen?
Jail.
Right. Controversy. Loss of income. All
no
that stuff.
show. All shows canceled.
Cancel everything. Uproar. All that stuff.
I already said it. Me and Shmoney gonna have a whole conversation where it's gonna be the catch-22s, the double standards between men and women, and that's the crazy part. All double standards are in favor. Well, 98 are in favor of women. There's so much that women can do that a man could never do.
Okay, I understand that.
You know one thing that a man could do that a woman can't do? Bare chested in public.
Things. Huh?
We can have our titties out and you can't.
That's
the
not
only
true.
thing I
No,
can think of.
not true. Not true.
I've been outside with my
No,
pecs
we
out.
will get a ticket for public nudity if you can see the nipple.
Nah,
if
you
can see the
can't.
nipple.
Nah,
You
that's
know who
crazy.
gonna call the police on you?
Karen.
A Karen.
Karen probably.
Every man is gonna look at you, including
Of
the
course.
police.
But I'm not gonna be a creep though.
No, the police. No, you're
The,
gonna.
the only way it happens is if
You were going to
when the
jail for
jealous
nudity.
chick that her mammos is hanging down to her waistline and she can't do it and get away with it, and she still walk around in moo-moos because she can't fit regular clothes. That's who's gonna call on you because she's jealous of your good body and she's not there. Or it's the old chick who can't get no attention, but you getting up all the attention, and it's not Mardi Gras.
Kryptonite.
It's a huge difference.
We know what that is.
No,
But
women would still go to jail for that public nudity. Now, if you had the nipple, can't show. If the nipple was like, covered
Have you
up,
seen
you had to
Instagram?
show. But that's different. When you a celebrity, that's
Yo,
different.
no, I'm talking about regular
ain't
girls.
no celebrities.
They don't be
They're-
outside with
Yes,
their
they
titties
do.
out.
Yo,
I can
on
pull up hella
Instagram.
women on Instagram.
On Instagram, I
Okay,
see
so
nothing
if
but
you ain't got no bra,
areola
your
nipples.
titties out, and then you got a shirt, maybe it's mesh or something like that, that's different. That's totally different. But to just have
Not if
your
I can
bare
see your
titties.
nipples.
Yeah,
No,
mesh
that's
is not too much
no,
of a difference.
that's different. Yes. It's different if you got a
You
shirt
wearing
on and you
see-through
So hold on,
clothes.
but if I wore some
But there's
see-through,
certain, places
if I
where
wore
they're
some
banning that now.
see-through mesh pants and you can see
Let's see how far I walk down the
phallus
street.
hanging down my thigh, right? I guarantee,
The
I
gray
probably,
sweatpants is that.
I guarantee I wouldn't even make it to the front of the complex.
Yeah, that's true. But
A
a woman
nigga who
could.
call on a woman with it.
Nah, there ain't no dude. 'Cause, like, let's be
No,
real.
a dude really gonna be like, boy, you sure is brave.
Yeah.
Man,
A female would say that too.
anybody
Oh,
would
she
call. Right.
brave. She got a like
Right,
free.
I wouldn't call the police.
We got the free the nipple movement
I'll
out
laugh
right
at
now. Like that's literally a thing.
Gorgeous.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna be in line with them women free the nipple. Like I would fight for that too. But I'm just
fight
Yeah,
for
like
it.
don't wear bras. I don't advocate for bras. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Like,
free it all.
I'm
Let's
wear
go.
bras 'cause my-
Hey,
I'm with it.
I'm all for that. Like I'm not.
I'm
hey,
with it. As a matter of fact, free the underwear too.
Free the nipple. All day
Adam
long.
and let's
You
go
know-
back to Adam and Eve. I'm
Yeah.
good with
you
it.
know, technically, like women are supposed to do that, and if you do wear underwear, they're supposed to be like cotton. That's like the healthiest for
Breathable?
you. But
Yeah,
yeah, like
yeah.
it got to be breathable material. But
Like girls are supposed to go commando sometimes. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of people that don't wear underwear.
All right, well, we gonna do this.
One time a month they wear underwear.
All right, Martae,
Yo.
closing statements.
Yo, it was wild. I think that we got a lot of stuff talked about, but I think we need a part Trey. Because I think it ain't no amount of time that we got to where that's gonna really truly cover things. Because we didn't even talk about passport bros yet.
What is that?
And how we don't have a lot of men coming here to marry our women, but we got men
Oh, you're
traveling to
talking about that.
Brazil
Okay.
and doing all that. But that's a whole nother topic for another day. But just to wrap it up,
That's gonna be a topic all to itself because there's so much that's wrapped in that.
it's just crazy. Yeah.
There's so many. There's a reason that you have what is that what do they call that?
We have to follow the West.
Something
period.
brides. What do they call them?
Mail order brides. I
Okay,
think.
you got
Yeah, we
mail.
got that
There's a
too.
reason.
Yeah.
You ever heard of a mail order husband? There's no such
No,
thing. There's no such thing. Correct.
What's a mail over bride?
Mail order bride is like I literally. You got websites where you can go and look
buy
up.
a wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know that.
You know, women getting green cards. They
You
like,
do that
oh,
with
if I
men,
marry
too.
somebody, I can get
But men don't do that.
citizenship. They
No,
got
they
that too. That's been forever.
There's nothing where women are actively searching for mail order husbands. There's no websites for those.
Yeah, it don't
And then
exist.
if there is a man, he significantly paid her a lot of money.
100%.
But
Yeah.
these men are not significantly paying these women.
They ain't got no money.
They're literally going and strictly looking for love and getting actually married and staying in long lasting
relationships.
in marriage. See, that's why we doing away with that camera and going to this camera.
But just to wrap it up,
Oh, that's the one that don't die?
just to wrap it up, I love y'all. I think that this is a very good setting for us to have these, and it's extremely important for us to discuss these issues because I think a lot of what's happening right now with the cancel culture and everything that's happening, to bring up the fact that we have gender roles as being a thing, that's also going to be something that's going to be more heavily attacked than ever in the oncoming future, the more we allow foolishness to happen too. And you guys,
As long
know
as
what
they
I'm
can
talking
get
about.
rid of gender roles, they can get rid of the family.
Everything else, yeah, the nuclear family is being destroyed in real time in front of us. So.
All right. Moving to
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money.
final thoughts.
I'm gonna hold it down for us, okay? I got us. But y'all gotta act right. I'm very disappointed. I'm actually very disappointed that y'all be out here being trashy like that. Y'all need to get it together because I can't defend some stuff that ain't right. You feel me? But y'all gotta get together, okay?
So
I love y'all too.
So you don't want them on stage peeing on men?
No, like that's trifling. Like you could do that, you know. She could did that backstage. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? He consented to it, but on stage, that's humiliating. That's degrading. You know what I mean? What they do behind closed doors, that's fine. People are into that. You know what I mean? But like in front of the stage, like that's crazy, and that is, you know, men already are losing respect for women, you know, because it is a show yourself type of thing, you know what I mean? But there are women also like they flaunt their body, you know what I mean? And it doesn't even have to be for a man; it could just be for self, like. But still, you know, they still got to get it together. You know what I mean? Like, because men are losing respect, but that's totally disrespectful. You know what I mean? They already, this BBL stuff, and you know, it's already becoming a thing. But that's too much. That's too much.
This is not what men.
And
are
then
fighting
now
for
that's gonna
either.
start a trend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and then all stuff gonna happen. Because remember the you know, giving head thing was a thing, like some, you know, a while ago, like a year ago or something or whatever. Like that was a thing. People were doing that on camera, on live and stuff like that, or using cucumbers or bottles or whatever the case may be. So
Because they just wanted to prove they were throat goats.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, let me prove that I'm actually a hoe.
Yeah, and it's
And
becoming
you-
a thing because
And then 5 months later,
hoes
you're
is
on
out
your same
shining.
Instagram saying, I want a husband.
And now
I
every
can't
dude think
understand
every
why
girl's
no
a
one's-"
hoe.
Yeah.
Haram.
Thank
every
you.
dude think every girl's a hoe for the most part. Like,
they'll think you a hoe before they think you something good. You know what I mean? And dudes like hoes, so you know it's this that makes us lose respect as women, and it just falls down. Like when men do be talking about you can't respect women, well, shit like that happens. I
They
can't
don't
say
respect
shit.
themselves.
They don't. She don't. She got, okay, became big with this quick little song. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy, and they just finding people who gonna do whatever for the money.
She already got a sex tape out too.
See, that's what I'm talking
I
about.
seen it.
That's what I'm talking about. Like that's
Bet you did see it. You
that's
went looking
OD.
for it.
that's out
I
of
had to
pocket
go
for
see the
real.
social proof.
All
Can't talk
right.
about something that didn't exist.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Sunday Night Live. We appreciate Martae for showing up. Shmoney, you always bring the flavor. Ladies and gentlemen, starting here soon, we're going to have Saturdays. And Saturday is going to be a whole different situation. We are bringing back an oldie that is a goodie, and that is Truth or Drink. Yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, we are bringing back Truth or Drink. So what I'm actually planning on doing is we will be inviting you to come have a seat at the table. We're going to do 2 men and 2 women. You guys are going to become very intimate with each other with the Q&A. So, me and Shmoney will be hosting Truth or Drink. You sit down at the table. We present you with the card that is chosen anonymously from the deck. And you have to answer those questions. You have, last call, on the rocks, happy hour, and extra dirty. If you go back in the files, you will see we've played this game before, and I am all about the extra dirty.
Of course, Big B.
You need to be able to be real, because we call you out. It won't be live, though. This will be pre-recorded. But they will air on Saturdays here in a few weeks. We definitely appreciate it. Conversations like this always turn out to be amazing conversations. It sheds light on that. I'm very grateful for the caller that we actually had today. As you guys heard, it was the first time she heard things being said to her in such a manner. Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we call communication. Something that we lack as human beings is communication. Men, start telling the truth to your women. Women, start telling the truth to men. Start having real conversations. If you're planning on dating, or you are currently dating, or you are in a relationship, how about actually communicating with the person that you are with in order to get a true understanding so that you can have the choice to stay involved or not? It makes your relationship a lot stronger. It makes your relationship a lot better. Not only that, you can understand who you're with and if that is the person that is meant to be with you for the rest of your life. Men, stand up and be the best version of yourself, because the best version of yourself, a woman will appreciate. Ladies, be the best version of yourself. Stop competing with other women that aren't even anywhere close to under your roof, because it should never be a competition if you are the best version of yourself and you're doing what you're supposed to do. I understand that men chase you, so 9 times out of 10, you don't need to know what it takes to make a man happy. But when you have a man, it is your job to make him happy, so you should know and understand everything about said man. Pay closer attention. In that, we look forward to seeing you. We will be back here next Friday for...
Here comes the money.
Oops. Freaky Friday. As usual, we got a special guest. Y'all will find out who that is very shortly. Tune in to all of our social medias. It is all at nocappreacts. everywhere, all across the board. For you on Twitch, thanks for tuning in. Facebook, thanks for tuning in. YouTube, thanks for tuning in. And Twitter, thanks for tuning in. With that, we are out and enjoy the all-new intro.
Yeah! I block Chris. I'm so bright. Next day